This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Life comes with a lot of decisions, and sometimes it's hard to know which path is right. Therapy gives you a place to map out your options so you can try your choices and get excited about the future. Visit betterhelp.com/allies to give it a try.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week, I'm joined by Bradley Ellis.
Yo.
Michael Huber.
Hello.
Michael Damiani.
Hey, how's it going?
In the control room, making it all happen, we got Isla Hink.
Hi.
Don Casanova.
He says hi.
And keeping an eye on us, it's Gabby.
She waves.
Friends, we're here to talk about some of the biggest headlines in video games this week. We're going to share our thoughts on those Game Awards nominations. Nintendo had an Indie Direct this week, so we'll go over some highlights of that. We've got the October sales report. And it's time for one final round of Mario Kart or Wario Fart.
Oh, man.
Good heavens.
But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
I said that all we got for Chucky in Dead by Daylight was a cinematic teaser trailer, but as is Dead by Daylight tradition, they did put Chucky out there in a public test build for people to mess around with. So there was gameplay video out there before last week's episode, just not official gameplay trailer.
Cool, got it.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. Chucky?
Yeah.
A lot of people chimed in on TMNT Mutant Mayhem, saying it was not seen as a failure, and that Paramount does have a sequel, TV series, game, and more, all in the works. So it won't be the last we see of that art style.
Better not be.
Robamiani just quit the desktop.
You've been guilt tripping people about that.
We made like 100-something mil.
This is getting like everything.
It had a budget of $70 million and made 180.
So like barely broke even if you count marketing. To me, I don't think that's a huge success.
But you're getting more turtles. You're getting a sequel, game, TV show. You're getting
that
like
shit was
everything.
I'm assuming that shit was already greenlit before this movie even came out.
I mean, like what I've said, turtles will never die.
Yeah.
They're not gonna go away.
Yeah.
They can reboot turtles every 3 years.
I just like when 10 out of 10 movies do really well financially too. Deserves it. It's a great movie.
It was not a spin-off. It was the original GTA that had 4 female protagonists and 4 male protagonists to choose from.
Nice.
And then we're getting Robamiani back online here. Oh yeah, Don's got it. If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the Patreon version of this episode. Start with the word correction and leave a timestamp so I know what the heck we're talking about. End corrections music.
Boop.
There it is.
All right. On Monday, we got the nominees for this year's Game Awards. As a reminder, we are a member of that jury, so we can't explicitly reveal what we nominated or what we're going to vote for or anything like that. But we can still give reactions to the general vibes and the things that stood out and surprised us. So yeah, like in the collective, we are somewhat responsible for this, but we can also look at the collective of 120 other outlets and say like, hey, what? But yeah, we'll start off, start at the top, the biggie, Game of the Year. 6 on this category. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
All really fantastic games.
Yeah, seems pretty damn good. I mean, obviously this year has had so many incredible games that, you know, things are gonna get snubbed. Things always get snubbed, even when there isn't this much quality out there.
Right.
So this year's gonna be rough because like people games, I mean, are gonna be left out. So it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. There's gonna be some big omissions throughout, I feel like, once a lot of these Game of the Year start dropping.
Yeah. Yeah, like we were saying, there's Game of the Year like every month.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't feel to me like any of these don't belong, so that's
yeah,
good.
exactly. That's the key. Yeah, for sure.
Damiani, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think all the games on here are deserving. I would say to me the maybe odd one is I mean, it was a little polarizing, but no Final Fantasy 16
Right.
on this. Saw a lot of people's reactions to this. I watched it when they unveiled it on Monday, and then watched some people's like YouTube videos, and they had a little bit of a surprise that maybe 16 didn't make the cut. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, like, I reviewed it. I gave it a perfect score. It definitely deserves to be on there. I just didn't know if everyone would be like riding as high. That's the one I thought like maybe wouldn't make it onto this. Like, if you were to ask me what was going to make the list, I would definitely have picked 4 of the 6 on here, and I would have put like 16. The other one is Alan Wake 2. I just haven't played it, but everyone talking about it. I mean, Huber and Brad talking about it. Everyone else talking about it says like it is fantastic. It definitely seems like it is maybe the like, I don't want to say like sleeper hit, but like it is definitely the one to watch. I think the one you don't expect to win or have a chance, and it like shows up, and everyone's like, whoa, where did this come from? So yeah.
Next up, Best Game Direction. This is 5. Otherwise, it's basically the same
weird.
list.
That's weird.
Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Tears of the Kingdom. To which my question is, again, why does this category exist?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I always like in the Academy Awards, it can like, you can get like, if there's 2 favorite movies or whatever, it's like, yo, this movie's gonna get Best Director, but this one's gonna get Best Picture. Like, this is what I'm hoping Alan Wake wins, because I don't know if Alan Wake will top, Baldur's Gate seems to be like the favorite, the front runner, but the direction of Alan Wake 2 is incredible. Like, that game is a vision, So
yeah,
but, I mean, they're all like Damiani was saying, they all deserve to be there. I feel like no weird outliers.
Yeah, I think, to me, I think like that they're very different, especially like with movies and stuff, because oftentimes the best directed movie will be the best movie of the year, but sometimes, like Hebrew was just saying, like a game can be an amazing total package and win Game of the Year, but a game's direction can stand out. Like, I think Alan Wake 2 is a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
So I do think in that regard there's a reason to have both. Yeah.
Damiani, any thoughts?
I liked Isla's argument there. Also, this feels very weird. This is only 5 when there are so many other games.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, most of the categories are only 5. Yeah. It's just Game of the Year. They put an extra slot in there.
Yeah, this one's the one that just like stands out a little bit weird. But I do want to like, I mean, give just like, it feels like we are just not getting enough games recognition here, because it was just said there's just too many games. Like another one, like just like Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Like that game's like direction they did with it, how much they did to kind of modernize Street Fighter, make it more appealing, lowering that barrier to entry for a lot of people, all the accessibility stuff they did with it. It just seems like, maybe some people, some genres maybe have a harder time, cracking in here. So it would have been nice to maybe have seen, this one expanded to 6, and following Isla's logic, a game that maybe wouldn't necessarily be Game of the Year, but, could be shine here. Although I do think Street Fighter 6 is definitely very GOATY caliber as well. So, yeah, very surprising.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, like, I definitely understand, like, Isla's argument, and it's something that I look at with this category as well, right? Like, there are games like Alan Wake 2, like Death Stranding, where it's like you can see the director all over it, right? Like, I mean, Sam Lake is not only writing the game story, but he's starring in the game, and he wrote the lyrics for like most of the songs in the game. It's like
they didn't want to put that in, and he like put his foot down. He's like, no, it's going in.
What's that?
Like the musical vibe of the game.
Oh, sure.
So. Just really cool.
But so it's crazy, to have that kind of stuff. But I think the thing is again when you look at like what the collective does with it, that it's like it feels like it's just like a copy and paste move, and
A lot of it, yeah.
yeah, and it's like I don't know what the solution to that is, because it's like it's freeform, It's like you just like you take your staff's picks and you submit them, and that's what all the votes come out to, and you end up being the top 5.
Yeah, because usually games with good direction are very high up on the list already.
Right.
So, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I always do hope like a little weird one gets in there.
Right.
Just with really cool direction, but maybe not the best game, but you can't do it all. It just makes sense.
like
10 nominees
like in
for
No More
everything.
Heroes or something,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like maybe not the greatest game, but like the direction is like all over it.
Oh yeah, totally.
Up next, Best Narrative: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, Final Fantasy 16,
There it is.
and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I didn't know they did expansions on there.
Yeah,
Necessarily.
yeah. Again, it's up to like what people put in. If enough people put it in there, then it's stood out.
Yeah. I mean, I've played Cyberpunk. I thought it was fantastic, the story and everything, so it makes sense for me. Yeah, it's great to see Final Fantasy 16 in there.
Yes.
Definitely. Alan Wake, of course, and Baldur's Gate. Spider-Man 2, yeah, I can see that. But, yeah, pretty solid narrative list all around, I'd say.
Yeah, pretty sure this is public knowledge, but like the thing for the Game Awards is like eligibility is everything's eligible, but you're rating things that are from this year. So it's like they're saying Cyberpunk, but it's largely you're considering the content from this year, I guess.
Right. Yeah, and this was specifically Phantom Liberty that was called out. So
Yeah.
in this case. Any thoughts, Damiani?
Yeah, I'm very curious what's going to win this one, just because as someone who has not played Baldur's Gate, it seems like the strength of that is how personal that narrative becomes depending on the choices you make and who you have in your party. And the fact that it sounds like they accounted for so much that no matter what you do, you have a very fulfilling, satisfying narrative. I feel like that, would probably push it over the edge from anyone else on this list, because all these other ones are kind of like more straightforward narratives, where Baldur's Gate is doing so much branching, so much, choice. So I feel like that's for anyone who's like, well, Baldur's Gate isn't it about like decision making and choice making? Like how what if your story sucked? And it's like, I don't think that's ever going to be the case in that, which is a testament to how impressive that game's writing is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, I can see any one of these, really. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's one of those categories
I
where it's
still
like
need to
whoever
play
wins, we win.
Spider-Man and Phantom Liberty. But, yeah. We'll see. That's a tough one. Best art direction.
Always
Alan
interesting
Wake.
category.
Alan Wake 2. Hi-Fi Rush.
That's sick.
Liza P.
That's sick.
Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Damn.
And Tears of the Kingdom.
This category.
Yeah, it's a good category.
I
A lot of
refuse.
great heavy hitters in there.
Yeah, this is my I refuse category.
I do feel like maybe Tears of the Kingdom is the odd one out, in my opinion.
Riding on the previous
it's
game,
a nice
yeah.
looking game, and we already had Breath of the Wild, and I don't think it's doing anything drastically new visually. So I'm surprised I didn't try and go with something else. But I know a lot of you, like you said, like Alan Wake, but like to me, Hi-Fi Rush, like that game, what it's trying to do, like to me, I hope I have preferences. Like to me, I'm like hoping like Liza P or Hi-Fi Rush, honestly, takes it, because they just what Liza P was doing visually, just. I love that style. I mean, anything that tries to go for Bloodborne but then puts its own unique spin on it. But like Hi-Fi Rush, it's like that game feels like for both audio and visual direction, like that's like the game. It was made for that, and it excels at that. But dude, like again, I haven't played Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, I'll ask you again after you play that.
I will say everything, dude. Everything even just the trailers, man, made it like this. It's art direction. It's
Yeah.
going there. It's going there. Just lock it in now. You don't have to play it. Just put it in the nominees.
Yeah, it is a tough category.
Yeah. Well, and then with Super Mario Brothers Wonder, like taking something that we think we're so familiar with,
Yeah.
and really like making it come to life in a new way.
So wild.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Best score and music heavy hitter here:
Jeez.
Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 16, Hi-Fi Rush, and Tears of the Kingdom again in there.
I am obsessed with the Final Fantasy 16 soundtrack. I mean, Final Fantasy soundtrack is always one of the best soundtracks possible. The music in that franchise is legendary. And Final Fantasy 16 delivered. There were so many songs, and the way you get to listen to the music, and you unlock like the jukebox songs and everything, and just like the energy it gives you during some of those boss fights and like the quiet moments in between. Like that soundtrack, I am passionate about that one.
It does what Blood loves, how it implements the music into the gameplay
Yes.
and everything like that, how well it just fits together, like the songs change dynamically with what you're doing.
There ended up being less of that in the full scope of the game than I expected from the preview. But yeah, there are moments that it does do that super well. The Alan Wake 2 stuff has been blowing me away. I just finally finished that, so we're going to get into spoiler mode later today. But again, the fact that like they've got all this stuff that is like written, like lyrically written to like fill in gaps in the narrative and everything, and it's pretty wild what's going on with the music in that game, way above and beyond. And then as we were just talking about Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
It's like, holy crap.
The whole thing
game's
is around. Just like feeling the rhythms of the dodges and stuff. So satisfying.
Damiani, you're always on the soundtrack train.
Oh yeah,
16.
I'm sorry. Like 16 doesn't win this. I'm like flying
This
to
is-
Keely's house.
Yeah, I am
Constantly,
very.
like hold a sign up at the front door.
Yeah.
just saying robbed. Like a week. I'll just stand outside and you'll like have me escorted away.
All right. Time for a category we almost should just rename Best Horror Game. Best Audio Design. Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Spider-Man 2, and Resident Evil 4.
This is the one I think
That one's
speaks
tough.
more to Hi-Fi Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That game, like this is like Hi-Fi Rush the game. Like that audio design is integral to that game. So I feel like it is, if you're going to reward that game for something, it's this category. But I cannot understate I mean, I did not play Dead Space, but the way Huber talked about it.
Good audio in that game. My goodness.
Yeah, you and Gabby talking about it, and obviously Spider-Man 2 does a good job, and like Resident Evil 4, the audio, man.
Yeah.
Like this is surprisingly difficult to pick for me, and I haven't even played Alan Wake 2, and I'm sure that's going to be like make that even harder.
Yeah. Best Performance. Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16.
This is mine, Damiani, where I'm going to someone's house holding up a sign. If he doesn't win, robbed.
Cameron Monaghan in Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Sick.
Idris Elba in Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. Oh, this one's got 6 as well.
Nice.
Melanie LeBird in Alan Wake 2. Neil Newbon in Baldur's Gate 3. And Yuri Lowenthal in Spider-Man 2.
Some really good ones in there.
Yeah.
Really good ones.
I mean, Ben Starr's my favorite, but I would say that Neil in Baldur's Gate as a Starian's really good too. He's very good.
To me, this is definitely down between Ben Starr and Neil. Something tells me that if it's anything like Joystick and some other stuff, Baldur's Gate might sweep a lot of these. But like, yeah, those two are like, this is a tight competition. I think.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah. Definitely been liking Melanie and Alan Wake as well. The one that I was hoping would make it on there was Sid, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sid's great.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely.
If
Yeah,
it was the Oscars, best supporting actor, you know,
Right.
it's right there.
yeah. He's fantastic.
And the fact that he ended up
Oh,
having Diablo
Ralph
the same month.
Yeah, he had a good month.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ralph
that's for sure.
Innocent or whatever.
Yeah.
The Innocent. The other one that I think is overlooked is the narrator from Baldur's Gate 3. Like she does
Sick.
Yeah, she's
a
good.
lot.
She's good.
yes.
And it's very easy to overlook, I think, but like she had to do 16 versions of that entire game, which is insane.
Yeah.
That was
Baldur's
wild.
Gate 3 is a staggering achievement in every department. Yeah.
Next
Yeah,
up.
that is. I was just gonna echo Isla.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of people talk about the Baldur's Gate nomination, and a lot of people are like, should have probably picked the narrator, like just because of like everything you said and more. So, but this category should be renamed to like best like headshot. Because then it would be between Ben Starr and Cameron because lightsaber Star Wars pandering right there, but Ben got in that nice graffiti wall, pretty nice.
Nice. Games for impact. This one's definitely one of the ones that's more up to interpretation, but just like something they feel has like a personal or social message. Space for the Unbound. Chance of Sonar. Goodbye Volcano High. Chia. Terra Nil. And Venba.
Yeah, I was happy to see Chia on there.
Yeah, me too.
I totally get it being on there. Yeah,
really enjoyed
fantastic,
what
yeah.
she was doing. And Venba as well.
yeah,
Venba's a little shorter.
yeah,
But yeah, very personal.
yeah, for sure.
On that. Chia is more just about that whole like exposure to that whole
Yeah, totally.
the culture of
Yeah.
all the food and
It's
everything
really well
and stuff
done,
going
yeah.
on in there. Yeah.
Chance of Sonar I haven't had a chance to get to yet, but that one looked really interesting to me.
Yeah, I've got that thing installed and waiting for me. I gotta
Same, yeah.
hop on that thing. Space for the Unbound, same thing. It's been installed since like February or whenever it came out. Any for you, Damiani, either that you played or that you have
This
an
is-
interest on this list?
I mean, how much you all talked about Chia, like and I mean, I got to play a little bit of it,
Right.
But A Space for the Unbound is the big blind spot. I'm also like you. I have had it installed for a few months and just never got around to it, and really wanted to jump into that. But also the pleasure of being on that frame trap where you talked about Venba, and you gave Brad and I that like kind of nice breakdown, and it sounded delightful. So, yeah, this unfortunately just a little bit of a blind spot for me, but thankfully most of these games are pretty short. The rest of them, I feel like, so something you could just over holidays or something get into and see what you like.
Yeah. Best ongoing game. These are the online live service plus things with expansions. So we have Apex Legends on there. Cyberpunk 2077 got in there because of Phantom Liberty. I saw some people that were like, what? Is that just because of patches? I'm like, no, it had a bit expansion. That counts. Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
Yeah, a lot of the usuals in there.
Usual suspects.
Definitely,
Yep.
except Cyberpunk, I would say.
Damiani, any
Yeah.
thoughts? I know you had like that whole back and forth with the community on 14 this year.
Sure. I'll also say like someone made. I mean, I thought it was a funny joke, but is Cyberpunk really eligible when it's like it's now completed? I saw someone say instead of like ongoing. I was like, oof, ouch. But 2.0 update and Phantom Liberty, like kudos to sticking with that. I'm always in support of studios that stay with a project and make it right. What happened in the past is the past with that, but they didn't abandon it and move on, which would have been the wrong thing. Again, the blind spot for me is Apex Legends. I mean, Alexander Zernoff, shout out. Every community showcase, given of those characters, I definitely have been very, welcomed into that game and that community through those. But in terms of like the new features they're adding outside of like the actual like champions, I'm like, I'm not really kept up with that. But like Fortnite, going back and adding like the OG with the building and stuff, and just their consistent updates. Obviously Genshin Impact, and the one I'm shocked it's not on here is Honkai Star Rail. Having spent a little bit of time in that, and that like, people really like that game and that game's updates. But yes, to your question, real quick, Blood 14. I think it's definitely worthy. I mean, the back and forth, we don't really need to get into that, but there's been a little bit of like drama, and I would say maybe there's some like bad faith actors going around trying to like say stuff for clickbaity nature to draw like views and keep doing that whole like YouTube algorithm chasing stuff. But like 14 is still in a very good spot. Like, don't let anyone else tell it. If you personally don't like it, that's fine. But like, there's nothing wrong with like you want to say like Final Fantasy is dead. It's over. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, no. But yeah, I think this year it's it's open to anyone. I would say. I think every game in this category has a fair chance of winning it. Yeah.
I'm a Fortnite lover, but I feel like this year was just okay. Like Fortnite OG right now is one of the best moments of the game, so that elevates it quite a bit. But before that, it's kind of been a little bit safe. They've had.
What about the whole thing with the like being able to make your own games and stuff in Fortnite?
Oh, that was this year. That was this year. Oh my god, yeah. I'm just thinking of main Fortnite though too. Has just kind of been like on autopilot. Like a lot of people left behind the scenes. The story has been all like out of whack. They haven't really done seasonal events like they used to be doing.
Okay.
So
they just had like their biggest day ever.
That's why I said Fortnite OG. Fortnite OG, of course.
44 million players.
Of course. Fortnite
in one day.
100%.
Crazy.
Yeah. Another category where I'm like on the fence as to like why we need both of these. I can see the arguments, but it's definitely a little weird. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, and No Man's Sky.
Best community support, yeah. Especially the best ongoing game, also.
Yeah. The two of these together, it's just like, I'm not sure like there's enough of splitting hairs to make sense.
Yeah. I guess maybe if like a game has like a really good like communication level with players, I guess, I suppose. But to me, that would kind of go in with the best ongoing game as a whole. But I don't know.
The timing of this after Bungie fired everybody.
Yeah, they let go of some high-level community managers there.
Yeah,
pretty rough.
I will say a lot of people helped educate me on Baldur's Gate. The community communicating with Larian in the lead up to the game's release, and it's like the community members supporting the game, like helping out. It does sound like that from that standpoint, in terms of like the fan base helping the dev team, sounds like they did a lot of good work there. Very impressive work. So I was not aware of that, and just giving a shout out to that's pretty awesome. To have that like passionate fan base to help make the game what it became. So
I mean, this game was in early access for years, so they've been doing that for a while, but they've still did a very good job at it, I would say, based on the final product.
Chad is pointing out the new Karlach kiss, which is very good, but they wrecked like 3 other characters' kisses.
Oh boy.
When they added her kiss, so keep it straightened out. Okay. Sort it out.
Got it. Best community support, rename it. Best kisses
kiss
next year.
Best kiss, dude. MTV Music Awards.
Yeah.
Best kiss.
That'd be hype.
I would vote for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I vote for all of these, but.
All right, here's the real controversy.
Oh yeah.
Best independent game.
Blood is
here we go again.
Right, go Blood.
Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. And the thing is, we already had this discussion earlier about Dave the Diver being a team under Nexon. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, so because you made a smaller team within your company, this is now an independent game. But apparently even the team has said it's not an independent game.
Yeah, they were.
So it's just the collective suddenly decides to put it in there. And nobody's saying...
Smaller game, independent.
Yeah.
That's how they think.
And it's pixel art.
Pixels.
So that
Must be independent.
Smaller game, independent game, baby.
I mean, doesn't that argument work for Sonic Mania as well? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
People were saying like Resident Evil 4. for reasons because of Capcom and like publicly trading or whatever. I was like, what?
Any company that's not owned by Microsoft or Embracer is an independent.
Well, that was an interesting point. Matt Piscatella was saying that like Larian is independent.
Yeah, where's BG3, you cowards?
Yeah. So
You cowards.
Once
Where's
again-
Talos Principle 2, you cowards?
Indie
Yeah.
category, messy as always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
yeah.
People are starting to wake up, blood. We had this argument last year about indie games and stuff like
Wake
that.
up, sheeple.
What was it? Ollie Ollie World or something we were talking about?
Oh yeah,
We're like,
because
it's not indie game. No.
Yeah, Private Division picked them up.
Seems like a good place where Darkest Dungeon 2 could have got a shout out here,
That's
you
true.
know? Fucking legendary game.
But here's the flip side of this coin. This is the problem. And that's why I was bringing up these like split hair categories. Where else would you put Dave the Diver?
Yeah.
What else are you put it? You're gonna put it on? You're gonna put it under action adventure? Probably not. You're gonna put it under sim and strategy?
Yeah.
Is it?
Probably not.
Is it
What
the
do you do?
This team's debut game?
I don't know for sure whether Mint Rocket has done something before. I know they're working on another game
But
after
that category is also called Best Debut
That
Indie.
they do indie game.
That is
yes.
like,
So-
that's where it would go. But yeah, just do best debut game then or something. I don't know.
Right.
Just get rid of the indie thing. Just do best debut game or something.
That could make more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Isn't that a category or no?
No,
Didn't that
debut
happen?
indie game.
Best debut indie game.
Got
but
it, got it.
Just best debut
Got
game.
it, got it.
Yeah.
They need to have a best, something like best games to play in one night, like we do, where it's just like best smaller game of any origin.
Or just like, I mean, we don't even have like a puzzle adventure category at all.
Boy, don't I know it.
And there's no Talos
I'm
Principle
fuming.
2 in this list.
Bloodworth? Daniel Bloodworth. Talos Principle 2 coming out on November 2nd, and the
Yeah.
cutoff being November 17th,
Yep.
is criminal. Talos Principle, I know I'm a huge puzzle person, and I know I'm a big philosophy person, and I know I'm a big Talos Principle person, but Talos Principle 2 is one of the best games of this year. I adored it. It is so good. It's one of the best puzzle games I have ever played. Ever. It's up there with Portals 1 and 2. It is fucking incredible. And the fact that it's not mentioned anywhere in this is very disappointing.
It's
I mean,
brutal.
hopefully they'll like maybe because like no one had finished it by
Yeah.
by this point. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Like
Yeah.
like like eligibility ends tomorrow or something like that. It's like like no one had finished it by the time votes went out. So it's just weird timing. And hopefully they just like make it eligible next year cuz it's so good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Unfortunately, that gap, that's the gap that doesn't
Yeah,
get
it's,
fixed.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Lost in the
Like-
cracks.
It's insane.
It's done.
Yeah.
We'll have to cover it.
Another one that's left out of both of these categories, Chained Echoes.
I know. I was hoping it was going to make it
Yeah.
on there.
Yep.
Lost in the
Cowards.
cracks.
You cowards.
Yeah.
I would storm
It
the
just-
stage. I would storm the stage like that kid who shouted about Bill Clinton or whatever the fuck, and be like, "Talos Principle 2." I'm gonna let you finish, but Talos Principle 2.
Yeah, let me go ahead and read the debut indie
um,
games. The debuts were Cocoon, Dredge,
Love Dredge.
Pizza Tower, Venba, and Viewfinder.
Yeah.
All great.
All great games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really great games. Happy to see Dredge on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it just highlights, the imperfect system in a award show where it's like you got to be good and you got to be popular.
Right.
You know, people got to play your game and like
Got
the pop-
120 outlets. You have to have
Yeah.
the majority of them in a year that's crowded like
Yep,
this.
yep.
Yeah. Especially if your game is like longer in any way. You know, it's like what like I guarantee that like no shade against Venba, but the fact that it's like 3-4 hours,
Everyone can get
it
through
helps
it.
get
Yeah,
into some
for sure.
nominations.
For
For sure,
sure.
dude. Smart tactics.
So it's not perfect, but what is? But it is a bummer that, Talos Principle 2, I feel your pain.
Well, I mean, it's that's why any system of I get democracy, whatever, but any kind of system like this where it like availability, not necessarily popularity, but like mind share, which sometimes translates to marketing dollars, sometimes it doesn't, or length or accessibility like that, like. If more people have heard of or had a chance to play a game, it has a higher chance of being nominated because just more people will vote for it.
Yep.
Like, 5 outlets who loved the Talos Principle could put it as their number 1 in every category, and it wouldn't make it at all because it just didn't have the numbers, you know. So it's you know, whatever. Award shows do not always award quality.
Damiani, any thoughts on either of these indie categories?
I mean, it's not really. I'm glad to see some games on there. I mean, Cocoon and Sea of Stars, but otherwise, yeah, this is always like, how do you give a spotlight to certain games that otherwise wouldn't like have a chance in other categories? And it's just crowded. This year's just crowded in general, and like these categories, it's just crowded in general. So it's just unfortunate that some games couldn't make the cut.
Every category should have 10 nominations. I will be pushing for that with Easy Allies Goaties. Mark my words.
Oh boy.
Denied.
Get ready. I will vote for that.
We don't even know what our format is.
I
We're
know.
talking
Yeah,
about
we're changing it up,
switching
baby.
things up anyways.
10 nominees everywhere.
We're just doing personal picks. That's it.
Stuff that's completely out of our warehouse, almost. Best mobile game. Final
Warcraft
Fantasy.
Rumble.
I don't think it was eligible at the time.
I don't think people knew it was coming out.
It came out before November 17th, so it was
Oh, yeah.
eligible.
It's
Well, it came
eligible,
out-
but it's basically a shadow drop.
Which means that it won't.
Mid-November?
It
won't make it.
cracks, just like Talos.
Yeah.
Well, it could be on. It could be though, because ongoing stuff can
Yeah,
come
maybe
up.
next year.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Honkai Star Rail, Hello Kitty Island Adventure made the cut somehow.
Okay.
I've
First
known
time
that
I've
game
heard of it,
exists. I
yeah.
don't know anything about it really, other than that.
Yeah.
Could be sweet.
Monster Hunter Now.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I only played a little bit of it, but it's fine, I guess.
And Terra Nil made on there. So that's
I didn't
cool.
even know that had a mobile.
Yeah,
That's
same
sick.
same
I'm
for me.
surprised Genshin Impact didn't make this list.
Terra Nil is good.
Right? Yeah.
Genshin Impact's humongous.
Yeah. But I think people, like Isla was saying, I think people do tend to go for the newer games.
Yeah, I guess so.
And these
but the
categories,
Genshin Impact's on stuff later on.
it's on ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Warcraft Rumble snubbed.
Yeah, Warcraft Rumble's really good. Or it's really fun, at least. I don't know a lot about
Yeah,
those
I think
things,
it
but
probably.
I've had fun playing
It basically comes to a snub.
Yeah.
It basically does.
Snub.
Snub.
Yeah. A timing snub.
Snubbed by time, dude.
Especially with Hello Kitty being.
Hey, I can't criticize that. I've
Can't
never even heard of
criticize, I
it.
have no idea.
Yeah, I'd
Maybe
have to
it's
see it.
Sick. Maybe.
What is it called?
Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Download that. Check it out right now.
You're not gonna play fucking Animal Crossing, but you're
Oh my
downloading
gosh.
Hello Kitty Adventure.
I just want to see it.
What do you guys that played Ever Crisis think?
I haven't played a ton of Ever Crisis. I mean, I can't get like super excited about like Omega Gotcha Final Fantasy stuff. Like
Right.
it's cool and it was like fun when I played of it, but I've been holding out for a PC port essentially at this point. I don't want to play it on my phone. I don't like playing games on my phone that much.
Right.
So, but it seemed all right. Damiani played some of it and wasn't too happy about some of the grind monetization stuff.
It's like a Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But and it's weird because they're just like continually adding on to that game. So I don't know. It's hard for me to get a good grasp on it.
Right. Damiani.
Yeah. It wasn't really what I was looking for, Ever Crisis. It's got a nice presentation, really fantastic music.
Yeah.
It does have some like
Looks good visually.
Cool costumes.
costume.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, costume add-ons. Those are really nice. But in terms of the systems and how satisfying it was to just play, what I've played of Honkai Star Rail is just a better game. It's more satisfying at that level, even though they have similar elements between the two. I just feel Honkai Star Rail is just like better overall. So I would definitely think it's a little bit more deserving.
You can play that on desktop too.
Yep.
Best VR/AR game. Gran Turismo 7.
So good in VR.
Sick.
Humanity.
Humanity's a cool game.
Humanity's a cool game, but I can't even picture myself playing that in VR. So it's interesting to
gotta-
think about that.
You just gotta experience it, blood.
Yeah. Horizon Call of the Mountain.
It was okay.
Lots of
Surprising.
climbing.
Yeah,
Lots of-
it's
lots of this.
fine. It's fine. I wonder if it got on there because it's like a big VR game. You know, it's
Yeah.
a Sony first party VR game.
Budget graphics.
Some
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
bow action.
Yeah.
This one, that Brad, exactly what I thought. This one smacked of just like the most people had played that, and
Yeah,
not
it
a
was
lot
a
of
launch
probably
game.
a lot of people left this one blank. So
Yeah, I don't think it's like terrible or anything like that. It's just all right from what I played.
Resident Evil Village.
Very good in VR.
VR mode.
Really fun.
And Synapse, which I've
Yeah, I
heard
heard it was
about, but
amazing. I've heard it's fantastic.
Have not tried.
Dude, Gran Turismo 7 in VR is amazing. I loved that game in VR. It was so cool, man. It like transformed that whole game. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I could see that winning.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah. You really you feel like you're in
Yeah.
that seat a lot.
Village was really
more.
well done also when I played that game. Like just shooting someone in the face, like a werewolf man in the face real
With the
close.
knife, like-
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so fun.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
the seventh guest obviously wouldn't have been good enough to get nominated, but I was actually pretty surprised by how good
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. One more thing about Village. Like exploring those spaces in VR, like the castle,
right.
was incredible. Like just looking at every little detail around everything was so well done. I loved it.
Looking up at Lady D.
Yeah, you like scale it up, dude. Yeah, it's so funny.
Love that.
All right, now we're into the genre categories.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Here we
yeah,
go.
this is where it gets a little
This
rocky.
one's messy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
messy.
so a little behind the scenes on this. When everyone submits their genre categories, I start moving things around
figured you
on
would.
our team.
I figured you would, Blood.
Yeah,
I knew you would.
because I have to predict where the collective will put things. And even I, on some of them, I was like,
collective.
I am not sure.
Yeah, it's
Because like I had to go through like the past years
Yeah.
and like look at the nominations from the past year's Game Awards and be like, okay, where do they put this series? Where do they put Resident
yeah,
Evil?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Dude, I mean, you're bemoaning ongoing and community. Having best action and best action adventure is so stupid to me. Oh my god.
It makes sense in my head for sure. But the genre blending across the board, especially with RPG, is crazy.
Just call it best adventure game? Like, I don't know. The fact that the literal same word is in both categories is so
Right.
crazy.
The difference being that like action adventure is more combat focused and like a pure, quote unquote pure adventure game might not have any kind of
Yeah.
combat, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Then what's an action game?
an action game is more on combat than anything.
Devil May Cry, I
But
guess.
it
Right,
all
but-
kind of doesn't make sense.
It all
because,
doesn't make sense.
That's my
You
point.
jump
Yeah.
in all of them.
Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2,
Sick.
Ghost Runner 2,
Yeah.
Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2, all under best
Really
action.
cool picks on there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Armored Core 6 is super good. I really like it. Ghost Runner 2, I was very impressed with what I played in that game also. I had
Yeah.
a really good time playing that. Hi-Fi Rush, very great also. And Remnant 2, dude, shout out Remnant.
Yeah. But I've also heard like people like think like, well, couldn't Remnant have gone in RPG?
Yes.
Yeah. Dead
Yeah.
Island 2. Quite a lot of exploration in that game.
XP.
It's a lot about going back and like looking
Yeah.
for stuff in those levels and
It's a messy thing, Blood.
yeah. Best action adventure, we got Alan Wake 2,
Nice.
Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4. And yeah, that's a perfect example. Like Resident Evil 4 and Dead Island 2, like the difference mainly being
XP or something?
first person versus
Leveling
third
up?
person. Like, I don't know.
Like you talk to people that I like make choices and stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's like RPG elements in
Yeah.
it, I guess.
There's
I don't know.
more calm in it. Is the only thing I can think of. Resident Evil's pretty propulsive. There's exploration and you're moving around.
There's
and
always new
solving-
zombies showing up
Yeah.
in Dead Island 2.
Maybe because there's
Yeah.
like multiple characters you could play as too, right? Don't you pick your character or something in Dead Island 2?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm reaching
yeah, I'm
here,
reaching,
Blood. I don't know.
reaching.
I haven't played Dead Island 2.
Yeah.
Those all seem like arguments against it being just action.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, that's
what we're
Like
saying,
Dead
yeah.
Island 2 feels like it should be in the action and adventure side of things.
Yeah.
If Resident Evil 4 is. Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which makes sense in Metroidvania
Yep.
style.
That to me makes sense as an adventure game.
Yeah. And then Tears of the Kingdom.
That's a hell of a category.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Stacked category, dude.
Jeez.
Action adventure.
The fact that Tears of the Kingdom is action adventure and not RPG, but Final Fantasy 16 is RPG and not action adventure is very, very odd to me.
Yep. Yep.
They probably just put Final Fantasy in there because it's historically RPG
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there's RPG elements in it, but it has more of an action focus for sure.
Yeah. Fewer, I would say, RPG elements than Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Well, if you don't level up in a game, they don't think it's an RPG.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah, that's definitely a part of it.
Call of Duty, dude. Crazy RPG.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jedi
Exactly, dude.
Survivor.
No, but you shoot more in it, Huber. Don't you get it?
Forza Motorsport RPG.
You drive
right there.
more blood.
For some motorsport.
Car PG.
He's so
Wait,
funny.
didn't they do that with the new
Car
one? That was like a mechanic. Car
Exactly,
PG.
yeah.
Oh my
Good
gosh.
lord.
Uses multiple layers of
Well,
leveling up.
it
in that
didn't
game.
make. I don't think Forza made it on a lot of stuff, anyways.
Yeah, it's only in the sports and racing
Yeah.
category. Before we go into the other genres, Damiani, thoughts on action versus action adventure stuff?
Maybe just make it action adventure RPG category, and then let's get sports racing, and like let's make fewer categories with like more genres in them, so that we don't have to have these arguments, or we can just delete these altogether.
Yeah. Allow 10 nominees for these.
Yeah, I mean that
one.
might be
Yeah,
the
that makes more
solution, because I
sense.
think part of this is like, well, let's make sure that
nominees.
more things get nominated.
It makes more sense, yeah.
But yeah,
But that'll
it's
interrupt
weird.
the flow of
mean-
the show, blood.
I will say that it's weird technicalities, but like I guess I'm happy that 16 we haven't gotten to yet is an RPG where it is because of the stupid discourse around it. It's like cool, they put in RPG, so whatever, more fuel to fan the flames of people getting annoyed that it was called an RPG when it's like who cares, whatever.
Get owned.
The team themselves called it an action game when we interviewed them.
Yeah, they took action modes, but
They've also
they called it RPG.
classified.
Also.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
when it goes on sale and it goes in your little category
Yeah.
box on PlayStation Store, I think it's
They-
still role playing.
They call any environment where it's linear and their enemies dungeon environments internally.
Yeah.
It's like, even though they're like not dungeons, it's like field and dungeon environments. Like, yeah, they still use certain terminology, but yes, that's part of the problem. It's like not every region's even operating on like the same vocabulary. There's like no unified like agreement. So this is why these categories, it's like just make them the bigger and cover like more of an umbrella thing where more things can just fit under it. So we
Umbrella.
can just
Yeah, or we just go to thematics. There's detective games and horror games and fantasy games.
Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, two best RPG. We have Baldur's Gate 3. Mm-hmm. We have Final Fantasy 16. Mm-hmm. We have Lies of P. We have Sea of Stars, which is nice to make the cut there,
Yeah.
and Starfield.
No chained echoes. Damn.
It's always so funny
Yeah.
when like a Game of the Year is nominated in a category, because it's like Baldur's Gate 3 is nominated for Game of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones aren't. So it's like,
Oh, sure.
winner?
Yeah.
Winner?
Yeah. Yeah, Brad, you said no chained echoes. I also say like a lot of people are kind of bummed that Octopath Traveler 2
Yeah, didn't make it.
either. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like with the split on Starfield and some split on Final Fantasy, but it's like it's weird.
It's just a classic case of 5 nominees or whatever. That's about it. That's all you can do.
This one is like, especially because of to me, Baldur's Gate and Sea of Stars are the most RPG in here, but Baldur's Gate is just like
The RPG.
the best RPG like
Right.
Yeah.
in many, many years.
I mean, Starfield's pretty damn RPG from what I played of
Yeah.
it.
You put it ain't good.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think Baldur's Gate's a much better game than
Yeah.
Starfield, but it's very much an RPG.
Oh yeah, not disputing that. Baldur's Gate is incredible.
I think Lies of P is really good too, so that's cool to see it in there.
That's an action adventure game.
Yeah, well, don't you get it? You level up
I
in Lies of P.
I actually emphatically do not get it.
That's the criteria. You level up.
Okay. You level up in
guess.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, you sure
and
do.
Spider-Man.
You sure do.
And Alan Wake
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just like because FromSoft games have been an RPG and this is a
Yeah.
FromSoft like, then now it is too.
We're beyond the pale here.
Very difficult category every year. Best fighting game.
Sifu.
I think this is a less difficult year, Blood, compared to other
it's
years.
difficult to fill out.
No. I'm just saying we didn't have
Yeah.
to put Sifu in a category. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, we've got God of Rock, Mortal Kombat 1, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, Pocket Bravery, which I don't even have any mental picture of that game, and Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. From what I've played on those, Street Fighter 6 is like very good for what I've played. I haven't played Mortal Kombat 1, so I have no idea. But when I played
This
Street
is
Fighter
still
6,
a category where it's
whoa.
like, this is Street Fighter 6 versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the others are
Yeah,
fillers.
Tale as old as time.
All this time, yeah. Back at it.
Great rivalry.
I don't want to anger anyone here, but like this is Street Fighter 6 is to lose. It's not even close. Like if somehow Mortal Kombat pulls this off, it really is just a popularity contest at this point. Because like no, like Street Fighter 6 is just like hands. Like it's just the best. This is like the surest This should be the surest category of anything I've seen right now. And I'm sorry. Yeah.
Next year will be more interesting, maybe. With like Tekken and
Don just
Grand Blue Fantasy.
Don's eyes
Sorry,
just
Don. I know Don's getting
rolled
angry.
out of
I'm
his
sorry.
head and down the street. It was the most snotty little teenage girl eye roll I have ever seen come out of Don Casanova in my entire goddamn
That is
life.
hilarious.
Fantastic. Something I would say about this category that's funny to me is like, I know we stretch to come up with, enough nominees for some of these categories sometimes, but like it seems like the community is if a game that has 62 on Metacritic is being nominated for a Game of the Year award.
Which was that?
God of Rock. Like a game I've never heard of that didn't review well.
Right.
Like do we just need to hit 5? Like is that what's happening?
Essentially.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, that's wild.
Like just nominate the ones that are good.
Yeah.
Guys.
It would have been way
do it.
better if it was just literally Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter
Yeah.
as the only
Yeah,
nominees.
epic.
Would have been hype. Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm
that
saying
would
like
be-
Or we need a category that's not limited to fighting.
Just
Like we need an
fighting.
overall competitive multiplayer game category.
Yeah,
That's not
that
esports.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sifu. Love that game.
shout out.
One that gets a little weird sometimes, but I kind of like most of what's on this list. Best family game. Disney Illusion Island. Not forgotten.
Nope.
Really good pick there. Party Animals.
Party Animals. Sounds fun.
Yeah. Pikmin 4, which is the one I question a little bit. Sonic Superstars.
Because it's not a family vibe or what?
Yeah, because Pikmin 4 is still like a single-player game for them. There's like a little bit of a multiplayer mode, but
This
it.
category
and
is
then Mario
fully
Brothers
just
Wonder. Yeah,
best E-rated game.
yeah. Usually
Like,
this
that's
is the
what it
best
is.
Nintendo game category.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we got some other things in here this year.
dude. It is.
Was Mario Party last year? Super Mario Party or whatever?
Oh yeah, it was a
yeah,
while
yeah.
back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh, that one's so good.
I mean, from what I've played, it's hard for me not to think Super Mario Brothers. But I haven't played everything yet.
Yo, WarioWare is pretty hype.
Yeah, yeah. That would have been
WarioWare's
better.
cool,
That would have been
It's
better
such a
than
party.
Pikmin.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it's a family game. Sorry.
Yeah, but
it.
I mean,
And WarioWare
is perfect for.
Yeah, for sure.
I really do think it's like best family appropriate game though. Like that's how I think most people probably think
most
of it.
E-rated game.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 for sure.
Alan Wake 2.
Oh, here's
Face your demons, kid.
a conversation point, which we don't know that much about. But best sim strategy game,
Should also be puzzle game.
maybe.
Probably.
I don't know. The sim and strategy is already a weird, messy category. But
Yeah, they're very different.
when you look at what's in here, Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, City Skylines 2, Company of Heroes 3, Fire Emblem Engage, and Pikmin 4. And this sparked a conversation where people were saying like they're freelancers that are specialists in this space that outlets like IGN and GameSpot turn to for these kind of reviews, and they weren't consulted for their
Isn't
thoughts,
that
their votes.
the responsibility of the outlet to handle that?
That's part of my argument.
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like there's stuff like Shadow Gambit
Shadow Gambit.
didn't make it on here at all. And
Yeah.
Advance Wars didn't need to be there.
no. I don't think
I
so.
would say Fire Emblem Engage probably was not good enough to probably make this list. I feel like
Right.
there's probably other strategy or sim games out there. That
Dune
are,
was another one that
better
people have been
suited.
pointing out.
Oh, yeah.
I love the OG Company of Heroes, and I've always meant to get to 3, but bummer.
Yeah, I don't know what the story is on 3, but it sounded like people who had some issues with that being on the list too.
Issues?
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh.
So, but that's the thing. It was just like, it felt like, oh, these are the list of recognizable names rather than best in the category.
Yeah.
And even like, City Skylines, it's like.
Don loves it.
Bones are there, but I mean, when you put out a statement saying we're going to ship with a bunch of issues, like.
Preemptive damage control.
Yeah.
I believe Don. With that, though. Don loves that game.
Don is in a catatonic state right now. This is why he doesn't participate in this sort of thing. He was immobile and just mumbled, "The bones are there," and then he was like completely unmoving otherwise.
But I mean, like even on the Sims side of things, right? Like when you look at like a Terra Nil, or you look at like even something like Fae Farm, which maybe not the most amazing game, but I've seen people really get into that game, and and there's a ton of that stuff in the indie space.
Don gave me a 10-minute passionate rant about how City Skylines is absolutely incredible.
It was on Frame Trap.
I truly believe him.
So, yeah. Definitely, I definitely feel the sense that, like, yeah, this is definitely a genre that's outside of my personal wheelhouse, but I hear what people are saying about it.
Yeah. I'm sure there was like 3 Warhammer games that came out that could be on there.
Total War did have something, but I don't know if anyone was speaking up for that one. Best sports and racing game, which is hilarious for me because like, oh, I got half of this category. EA Sports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, and The Crew Motorfest.
Blood, what do you think about them always combining this category? I mean, the vibes, I guess, are kind of similar, but it's 2 completely different genres. Don't you think that's a disservice to both?
It's a little strange because I think when you look at something like F1 and you look at something like Forza and you look at something like WRC, that those really can kind of fit into sport in a way. But then when you look at Hot Wheels, it's like Hot Wheels is it's purely fantasy. Mario Kart is like purely like it doesn't really fit. But I mean, at the same time, like you would put like a Mario Strikers in here if it was good enough, right? So,
you're competing, I guess. For
it makes more sense than Sim Strategy when it's stuff like Trucking Simulator 23 versus City Skylines 2 versus Company of Heroes 3. Like, those are very different games.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, that's another part of Sim we didn't even think about, like Farming Simulator and all that stuff.
Usually there's one of those in there, but this year there wasn't.
Yeah.
Which one do you think, Blood? Which one do you like the most out of those?
Oh, out of these?
Yeah.
I want to play WRC, and that one I think got snubbed essentially because of the timing.
Snubbed. When Blood calls a snub.
Yeah.
I didn't get to F1 this year. I didn't have time for that this year. There was something else that I was thinking of too that was. I'm forgetting it. Oh, F-Zero. Where the crap is F-Zero on this list?
There it is.
There's no F-Zero on this list.
Oh shit! Oh my God, Blood's goatee snubbed.
Frame Trap. Blood.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Save that sorted out. Save it up.
Easily.
Yo, that
F-Zero over Forza and Hot Wheels and The Crew. Come on.
That is an insane snub, Blood. That is a big one.
Blood is pissed.
Yeah.
Wow. You messed up.
Best multiplayer: Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo 4, Party Animals,
Party Animals hype,
Street Fighter 6, and Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Yeah, this is a really good category.
Wario is a weird one.
I was going to say that's my least favorite, I would think, out of the multiplayer. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 is fantastic because it, like, transforms the whole game and how you interact with it.
Play it very differently.
Diablo, obviously, with people's fun. Party Animals, goofy fun. Street Fighter, of course. Multiplayer is so important to that game. So, yeah,
the
Mario
Jolly
Wonder's
Lobby.
Yeah, Mario is like, it's a nice bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus.
It feels like there's got to be a ton of other games out there that would have been a better pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It did. It improved on past entries of the Mario series, 2D Mario multiplayer.
Very true. Yes. I mean, but there's another one, F-Zero 99. Better multiplayer.
Yeah,
than
like
Mario Brothers Wonder.
There you go.
Mortal Kombat didn't make it in here.
What's that?
Mortal Kombat didn't make
True.
it either.
Yeah.
Think it has to do with that Jolly Lobby in Street Fighter.
Maybe. Yeah, the fight area.
You know?
Yeah, could be.
It's a space where you can really get together.
Yeah, maybe Mario Wonder people are like thinking of like the ghosts or whatever, how that works.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's part of it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, I guess.
Counter-Strike 2 didn't make the list.
No, Counter-Strike 2 did not make the list.
All right, this is one outside of most of my frame of reference, but you guys have been watching. Best adaptation:
Sick.
Castlevania Nocturne,
Shout out.
Gran Turismo,
It was fun. It was fun. I liked it.
The Last of Us,
Shout out.
Yeah.
the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
Twisted Metal's sick. I forgot about it, dude.
I feel like The Last of Us is gonna win easily.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lock
for sure.
for Last of Us.
Just episode 3 alone is like god tier stuff.
Yeah, wow. I'm glad Nocturne got in there. That's sick. Yeah, those are all really good. Seriously. Like,
Yeah.
Gran Turismo is seriously a fun watch. I really liked it. But, I mean, Last of Us takes that all day.
Damiani.
Oh yeah, I thought Last of Us was fantastic. I think it's theirs to win, or theirs to lose. Sorry. I really enjoyed the Super Mario Brothers movie. Thought it was like fantastic. But Last of Us is a put my money where my mouth is. Where it's a game where I was like, I really would want to just watch this and watch it. I was like, this story is just so good. I already played it. Story was good, but like it's just. I don't know. It's maybe some games just lend themselves better to this, being adapted into a different medium, and that's why it shined. But like that production value, the acting, like it was just really good. But yeah, also shout outs to Nocturne. Like really thought it like stepped up. A lot of expectation for that. I haven't seen GT and Twisted Metal though. But I know Huber. You say they're good.
Yeah, I like
but
them
like
both. Twisted Metal grew
just
on
don't-
me so hard. It's got heart unexpectedly. It's not cringy like that first trailer they showed with like Sweet Tooth and
Yeah.
stuff. Like it really,
What a choice that was.
yeah. And like,
Horrible choice.
and I know I'm not crazy because a lot of people that watched it were like, "Yo, it's
Yeah,
actually
I've seen a
really
lot of people
good."
say that,
Like,
yeah.
"Yo, Twisted Metal's good." Yeah, it was good. But yeah, I just think, yeah, we all know Last of Us is. They should just like do it now.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then finally, there's a little bubblegum entry here. Most anticipated game: Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
Wow.
Making it up there, most anticipated. Star Wars Outlaws and Tekken 8.
just give it to Rebirth and move on.
Yeah. Rebirth.
I'm sure
I-
Rebirth
like-
will win that.
Yeah.
but-
I don't. Yeah.
Hades 2 I'm excited for that.
I'm more curious who comes in. Like I don't know if they reveal it, but who comes like in second and third and so on for this,
Right.
Because I think that's
They
a little
won't
bit
reveal
more
it, yeah.
intriguing. Yeah. Because I'd guess Outlaws probably would be like the second most. Would be my guess.
Maybe? Tekken
maybe.
might be the second, I think.
Yeah, chat points out GTA 6 not being on there. That's interesting.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
maybe because there
Missed
hasn't
the
been
cutoff.
Has not
title.
It's not even announced.
Yeah,
It
there's
doesn't
no
even have a
title.
Official,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keely had to sign an NDA. He couldn't put it on here as part of the Game Awards.
Dang, no Kingdom Hearts 4.
Yeah.
No, I think
True.
that game's not gonna be on anyone's radar till Rebirth's out.
Yeah. Any
just
other
wanted to
thoughts
say
overall?
Kingdom Hearts.
That's it for the categories.
Yeah, that's
Just-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think that, like, obviously they're not, like, this is how jank and weird some of these are is evidence that there's no tampering, because everyone always blames Keeley, like, oh, they call them the Keeleys, whatever, and like whatever. It's not. It's just all the outlets like us
Yep.
voting, and it's just a numbers thing. But I do wonder sometimes if there does need to be, like, not Keeley maybe, but like a council of elders or something to be like, that ain't no indie game.
Yeah.
You
Well, I
know?
mean,
just like a little quality control on this stuff.
But that's the one thing like I do wonder about, like especially with like the action adventure thing, to where like I'm doing the invisible hand on my side with our votes to like put them where I think they're gonna put them. But then when they get those votes in, right, and if like, you know, they've got like 50 votes for let me see where they are. If they've got like 50 votes for Liza P in action adventure, and they're like, well, we're gonna shift that down to RPG.
Right, like they would have to, right? But
I
like,
don't know.
who's making that call?
Right.
I get for business reasons it needs to be when it is, but like we can joke that it's like, oh, it's just some silly like game of the year, game awards. Like it doesn't matter, it's just an awards. But like to a lot of people they do. To a lot of developers they really matter. To a lot of fans they really matter. So I just wish that it would be a little later to let it sit, to let the year itself, the calendar year sit, and also give all these outlets more time to catch up on games. I mean, the holidays are when a lot of people go back and they finish a lot of these games and play a lot of these games. I just think you would get a more honest and a more accurate representation of the games released in that year if it was just a little bit later.
That's right. That's why we do ours in January.
Shout out,
like
Easy
people
Alice.
are talking about Game of the Year's already, and we're like in November.
Yeah.
It's like, year's not
wild.
over.
Yeah.
It's funny though because it's like a lot of people bemoan or dislike the Game Awards, and like it is positioned when it is, and it takes the shape that it takes because of money, and like because it needs to make money, and it needs to have announcements and hype and all that stuff, because frankly nobody would watch it otherwise. Like awards shows don't traditionally perform as well. Like new awards shows don't perform as well generally, and like even the old standbys like the Grammys, the Oscars, whatever, like ratings have not been at their all-time high, you know, for a while, and you know, they have a lot of advertising and stuff too, but it's like you got to pay the bills. And in gaming, I think like either it exists how it exists or it doesn't exist, probably, or it exists very small and no one watches it, you know, like.
Yeah, and I think, as you know, trailers being part of that formula, like the Game Awards is designed specifically for the people watching at home.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you're saying, the Oscars and the Grammys or whatever, they're designed for the people in the audience receiving the rewards.
Yeah, and they're about the awards. Yeah.
Those shows have fallen off too, though, because nobody really has cable TV anymore, and it's on TV. Whereas this award show's on the internet, like on your computer or laptop or whatever. So
yeah, he's specifically going to every platform that he can get.
So many platforms. So yeah, I wonder if it would be way less people watching if it was just a month later, in January.
People would probably still be on breaks.
In terms of the
stuff.
timing, I don't know if that really actually makes that big of a difference.
I think announcement-wise, it would.
I
for
think,
sure.
And I think that like he can get better access and better deals positioned right before holiday shopping from the other outlets.
That's part of it too.
Because,
maybe
like, something wins on December 7th and then sells
holiday
another
bump.
100,000 copies in Christmas, like that.
Maybe.
You know.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
for sure.
calculated.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, all that said, like I like the Game Awards, and I'm very happy it exists. And like I kind of take it warts and all, sort of. Like I understand that it has to exist as it exists to exist at all, and I don't kind of hold it against itself, you know.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know. Yeah.
I just want to see some orchestra playing Final Fantasy 16 music, and one of those bands from Alan Wake 2.
The old gods
they
of
could
Asgard.
play 16 music, but it didn't make the GOTY, so it's not going to be in the GOTY montage.
It won't be in the GOTY montage. That's true, but that doesn't mean it won't be there.
Y'all
That's
messed
right.
up.
It could still be there. There's still some hope.
Dude.
Because they did the God of War thing.
I need to hear some
Yeah,
Final
they
Fantasy
just
16
sang
music,
a song.
or I'm docking points.
But the GOTY games are going to make for one hell of a montage anyway, so.
Yeah.
Or a medley, I mean.
Maybe they will get Soken and Koji Fox on stage to do a performance.
You wish, dude.
And then, yeah, the Mighty Boss Toads.
Yeah,
there you go.
Bring the hat out. Yeah, the ties.
Yeah. I would be down for that.
All right, let's move on to some other stuff. Nintendo had an Indie World this week, Tuesday morning. Not too long, about 20 minutes. I'd say this is probably like, it's okay. Like, there's nothing that stood out to me like super amazing here.
Swimming?
But some fun things in here. I'm not going to go over everything, but some highlights. First up, Shantae Advance, which we heard about earlier in the year. This was that never completed GBA sequel. They say, better 22 years late than never.
Yeah,
funny.
that is funny.
Top 10 franchises I want to get into.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
But then every time I go to play one, it's like, oh, well, this is a sequel to this one and this one. And it's like,
You don't have to worry that much
Whoa.
about the continuity yet, especially considering this one never came out and like other things
Blood.
that happened in it were referenced into future games.
Blood, I love continuity, man. All right,
Well, now you can complete it. Now you
My
can go from the Game Boy
detriment.
Color game to this game. But yeah, you can dance to transform into an elephant or a monkey.
great.
You have this thing that they show where like you can like rearrange stages by swapping background and foreground to like go to different areas.
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm curious how that'll work out.
Jeez. Alan Wake.
Yeah. They put in a new 4-player battle mode.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
And then during the direct, Matt and Aaron Bozon were talking about a little bit, and then I realized it was Aaron that created Shantae.
Oh,
So,
yeah, that's cool.
yeah.
Very.
That's coming out 2024. The next one I'll talk about, this is kind of like, it took me a minute to like figure out what the heck was going on here. It's called On Your Tail. And this is from an Italian dev called Memorable Games with Humble Publishing. And it's full of like a lot of like cat and dog people. And they were talking about just like the kind of vacation vibes, Huber, of like going to some town on the coast and chilling out and all of that. But at the same time, there is a masked menace
Yo.
in this town. So
This looks
like you've got
cool.
these like narrative life sim things going on where like you go to the beach, you hang out with your friends, you go to the arcade, you
Yo,
go
Mind
fishing.
Palace.
But then you can also like look around and find clues to like figure out what's going on with this quote unquote masked menace.
Cool.
I don't even know what the masked menace is doing.
Toby,
necessarily,
dude,
but yeah.
looking for tailed beasts.
Reminds me of that. What's that? Oh crap! What is that game called? The follow up to Deadly Premonition 2.
Oh, A Wonderful Life?
Yeah, it kind of felt
Oh,
like
yeah.
that sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also coming.
Good Life, The Good Life.
Good Life, that's it. Yeah, Harvest Moon was a wonderful life.
Characters kind
Yeah.
of reminded me of Dust in Elysian Tale.
Oh.
Yeah,
We ever getting a sequel to that? Damn, I like that game.
maybe
was so
there was
long
something
ago.
about that. I don't remember.
I think it's like one or like a couple people make it. Even like one
Next up is Howl, Huber.
Howl.
So this is interesting. It's got kind of like a sketchbook, storybook kind of style to the graphics,
Sick.
and it's sort of like
Big Bad Wolf, Brad.
yeah,
Oh,
it's
man.
sort of like a top-down tactical game. But it also kind of described it as like turn-based puzzles, and so
Yo, feel the kill.
so it sounds like you can go like up to 6 turns in advance, and you kind of have to predict where the enemies are going to
Yeah,
move. While
it's
you're
gonna be
doing
a
that.
Oh,
big trial and
dude.
error game.
Yeah.
There's a game on the Playdate made. Which game was it? It was called like Zipper or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You played as a like a ninja trying to infiltrate a shogun or whatever, and it was pretty much like that, and it was sick.
This looks cool.
Yeah.
Who made that one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember who made that one. This is so you have these like kind of wolf/werewolves
Bennett Foddy. Wow. Okay.
that they infect people through sound. They howl, and then people get infected by the howl.
Oh.
And your character is deaf, so she's immune.
Awesome
That's
premise.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going through in search of a cure. They say there's 60 levels across 4 chapters. And then there's like routes on the world map to like pick where you're going to go and unlock different skills and stuff like that. That came out that day. That came out Tuesday.
Woo!
$15 on Switch and Steam.
Oh, nice.
So,
Shadow Drop.
Friendly.
next up is Backpack Hero, which you might be like, didn't that game come out already? This was originally an itch.io game that got a Kickstarter for a bigger, fuller version. It's a roguelite dungeon crawler focused on how you manage your backpack.
It's great.
So it's kind of like the attaché case in Resident Evil.
Definitely.
But where things are in approximation to each other, like, changes their effects.
Oh, I see.
So, like, if you have, like, 2 weapons next to each other, like, then they're stronger attack or whatever like that.
It's interesting. There are a few games like this right now. I can't remember what the other one's called, but it's like a save room combo with Vampire Survivors, sort of. This one also, the bottom part reminds me of a phone game that I liked a lot called 10 Million.
Yo, rebuild your town?
Yeah, so you go out and you loot, and then you come back and build your town up.
This game looks sick.
Yeah, it looks fun.
And then, this one is for Damiani and Brad. Blade Chimera. This is a side-scrolling Metroidvania from Team Ladybug. Do you recognize that name? Don't think they do.
No.
Same team as Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth.
Oh, it does look like it immediately.
Oh.
That game was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in this, it's happening in future Osaka.
Looks fucking sick.
Cyberpunk environments where you're protecting the city from demon attacks. You've got a whole bunch of different weapons that you pick up along the way, but your main weapon is actually a demon sword called the Lumina Sword that it can like transform into different things that you come across in the world. Like it like has
Sword
like
Brothers, dude.
this like time restoration kind of thing, so it can like recreate platforms or make bridges or staircases or whatever. Yeah, so it's like a demon / ghost.
I'll play that game.
Yeah.
I like Deedlit and Wonder Labyrinth a lot, so I'm happy to see them do another game.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, I'll play that game.
Same. I try to play every Metroidvania there is. It is like my life mission.
Oh, there's a lot.
I know.
That comes out in spring 2024. Damiani, what do you think of that?
Metroidvania is like relax my brain in the best way.
Yeah, what do you think, Demi?
Yeah, Deedlit felt great, like control wise. So them getting another crack at this is amazing, and different vibes and setting. Like totally down for this.
Yeah.
When's that out?
That one's spring.
Spring.
Yeah. Next up is a Highland Song, which is like I've gone back and forth on this. Like I've got mixed impressions, but it's interesting the way that this game sort of plays with scale. It zooms in and out a lot as you're exploring, and it's like a side-scrolling platformer, but you're exploring these like big Scottish Highlands. And then there's parts, where they're like rhythm game, like you're like following a deer or whatever across the hills.
Hearts vibes with that deer.
Yeah. There's also a part where she's just like running like straight across the water, and I'm like, is it shallow or is she like actually running on top of the water? And then it does what's that game called? Anyways, it's got a thing where like her like words will like kind of pop up in her handwriting. It's not Oxenfree that I was thinking. It was like Lost Words. That was it.
Oh yeah, Lost Word.
This gives me some of those vibes.
Oh, it used Inkle. That's interesting.
And then the narrative adapts based on the different routes that you take.
That makes sense for being an Inkle-based game. Inkle is sort of like Twine. A lot of games are kind of developed in that, or like preconceived in that.
Got it. And this one's out soon. This is December 5th.
Oh wow, that is soon.
That one comes out. Next up, we've got Moonstone Island, which kind of similar to the Backpack Hero is you go out and collect stuff and then come back and build your town. They've got 100 procedurally generated islands. It's got creature collecting, kind of like Pokemon. It's got dungeon crawling. It's got deck building. It's got all the life sim stuff going on.
Lifestyle game.
Yeah.
All the islands are up in the sky, and then your town is back down on Earth.
It's not a game, it's lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
They have about 60 different adorable spirits that you can capture and collect. Card-based combat, and then you got a cute little glider that you go up to the different islands on. And then, yeah, in town, along with like all the building and farming and stuff, you've got the romance options too.
Mm-hmm.
So hits a lot of those different indie bases.
All the indie check boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Coming in spring. And then they did a few other things. Outer Wilds coming to Switch on December 7th.
How does that run?
It's looking switchy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think it
probably
runs okay, but it's looking kind of like muddy and blurry.
little grody.
You know?
Looking
Yeah.
kind of dumb with its finger and her thumb.
It
Save
doesn't.
it for the Switch too.
Shape of an L on her forehead.
Yeah, it does include Echoes of the Eye with the full package. So.
Oh, that's good.
And then they had a montage at the end that had Planet of Lana, Heavenly Bodies, The Gecko Gods, Passepartout 2, which is out now as well. But the one that caught my eye here in the montage is called Urban Myth Disillusion Center. You can play this. This is like some anime horror craziness. I actually found the Japanese trailer, which was longer than was in the montage. But yeah, I don't know what's going on in this game, but it's got a vibe. For
Yeah.
sure.
Sick as shit.
Really cool vibe.
Yeah, definitely something like
I was
Summoner
gonna
or
say
Devil
it
Summoner,
seems like
kinda.
a visual novel almost. A lot of these, how they're talking to characters, but maybe it's like a more of an adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, okay. There's definitely like moving around and stuff.
Yeah, it switches between like side-scrolling bits and
Okay.
and
That's neat.
some stuff on like your phone, looking at different text messages and stuff.
That
It-
guy in the red coat reminds me of Boogie Pop Phantom, kind of.
Mm. And then the big character portraits.
Yeah, yeah, it looks cool actually. Really cool.
And that is just 2024. So,
Cool.
but yeah, so there it is.
Not bad. Yeah. Not bad. There's some cool stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
Not amazing, but not bad.
Damiani, you have any thoughts overall on that for a Nintendo Indie World? It's a bit lighter, I think.
Yeah, I really didn't tune into it, and then didn't really hear there anything like big news from it. So, yeah, not much. Sorry, not much to really say on it. It's not really my cup of tea sometimes.
For sure. All right, we've got more news to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsors.
It's the holiday season, and food is sometimes one of the first things people think about when they think about the holidays. Here in America, we've got Thanksgiving, and you know, your roast hams and roast beast and turkeys and what have you for Christmas are a big deal. But there's another thing that I forget about is feeding myself. When I'm cooking for other people and stuff like that, sometimes I, get a little hungry before the turkey is done, and I could use something that's convenient and ready-made, like Factor. Factor is great. It's America's #1 ready-to-eat meal delivery service. It can keep you good and ready to go on your feet through the bonkers holiday season. They've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You save time, eat well, and stay on track with a healthy lifestyle, all while tackling your holiday to-dos. If you're too busy with holiday plans to cook, but want to make sure you're eating well, with Factor, you can skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too, while still getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat up and enjoy. Looking for special occasion meals during the holidays? Level up with Gourmet Plus options, prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in record time. Enjoy premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. When you're too busy running around to plan lunch, Factor has you covered with lunch to go. Effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go. No microwave required. I am getting very hungry just reading this right now. If you need low-calorie options, extra boost of energy, they've got stuff to cover you. And You can enjoy extra convenience any time of day with an assortment of more than 45 add-ons to suit various preferences and tastes. Choose from breakfast items like delicious apple cinnamon pancakes, bacon and cheddar egg bites, potato, egg, and bacon breakfast skillets, or for an easy wellness boost, try refreshing beverage options like cold-pressed juices, shakes, and smoothies. Head to factormeals.com/allies50 and use code allies50 to get 50% off. That's code allies50 at factormeals.com/allies50 to get 50% off. Check it out.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right, it's time for the October sales report
Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
from Matt Piscatella at Circana. Go through some notes first before we get into that
Spider-Man
top
2.
20. Oh yeah, we got some Spider-Man for sure. Actually, we have a lot of new stuff, so this will be fun to go through all the new ones. U.S. spending on content, hardware, and accessories fell 5% from a year ago to $4 billion. Declines were experienced across all categories. The dip is partially driven by Call of Duty moving months.
Yes, definitely.
That's the thing. When you have these comparisons, it's like, why did it go down this? Oh, I see.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty moved a couple weeks, and it changed everything.
Even when it's bad, it carries.
Circana is also tracking active player time now across Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation.
Okay.
The finals from Embark Studios held an open beta on Steam during October, helping the title rank 4th overall in Steam monthly active users in the US.
Wow.
Only Counter-Strike 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Cyberpunk 2077 were higher.
Wow. Crazy. For a beta, yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty
most
crazy.
played
It looked
games on
cool.
Steam.
It looked really cool.
Alan Wake 2 is not included because Epic is not part of their tracking, and it did not rank among the top 150 titles on the active users on PlayStation, Xbox, and of course it's not on Steam. So,
Right.
And he followed this up by saying it's at the tail end of the tracking period too.
Yes.
It's only a couple of days in
Huber
there.
looked very
I'm
alarmed.
concerned.
And they're saying with nominations for End of the Year awards, it could see a boost
Yeah.
and strong legs
Yes.
in November and December. And, quote, Alan Wake 2 would have likely benefited from having a physical release, in my opinion.
I've seen a lot of people going back to catch up on Alan Wake 1 because they missed it the first time
Yeah.
around. I feel like that's a factor.
I've seen that too.
Yeah. So give people time and give it some awards shine.
Yeah.
I think that game will have legs.
Yeah. Yeah, especially now that nominations are out.
Yeah.
On hardware, PS5 was the best-selling hardware platform in both unit and dollar sales during October. Xbox ranked second in dollar sales. Switch was second in units. But overall, video game hardware spending fell 23% compared to last year to $327 million. All current generation consoles experienced double-digit percentage decline in dollar sales compared to a year ago. Year-to-date hardware spending was 6% higher when compared to the same period in 2022 at $4 billion. So, down for the month, still up for the year. They said it was not surprising, but likely below what manufacturers are hoping for. So look for more discounts and promotions to come.
Yep.
And the market needs new Nintendo hardware in 2024. Still projecting a second half release. In terms of accessories, that PS5 controller, Midnight Black, was the month's best-selling accessory.
Oh. Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Feels like those dual senses are always up there.
Yep.
Because they break.
That's funny. Huber's had a lot of broken controllers for some
Yeah.
reason. All right.
He grips too hard.
Oh, don't.
Top 20, almost half of which are new.
RoboCop.
No.
I saw number one already today. So
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Well, it's Spider-Man, yeah.
Spider-Man 2 is the number one for October. Also instantly became the 4th best-selling game of the year.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy this late in the year.
Crazy.
Spider-Man.
One platform.
Huge.
Spider-Man as character
huge.
is so popular.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that makes sense.
Launch month dollar sales of Spider-Man 2 exceeded those of September 2018's Marvel Spider-Man by a double-digit percentage.
Wow.
Nice.
That's insane. PS4 had a healthy install base around
Two
that time
Spider-Man.
too.
Double the digits.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Good point, Ariani.
All right, we got 8 more games. October releases.
Well, Mario's on there somewhere.
Mario's number 2.
Yeah.
Mario's
definitely.
number 2.
Nice.
It currently ranks as the 21st best-selling game of 2023 year to date. However, Nintendo does not share digital.
Nope.
So that makes a difference.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Sure does.
Zelda.
You want to know where Zelda's?
Yep.
Oh, okay. We haven't even gotten through the new ones, but Zelda is not there this month.
Oh shit! 50 million in jeopardy, dude.
Yeah. That's true. All right, Huber.
I'm gonna say Cyberpunk.
Because I played it too.
Cyberpunk.
What were you gonna say, Tommy?
No Cyberpunk.
No, Cyberpunk.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
Came out at the beginning of the
Mirage.
month. Yeah, where's please tell me, did well.
3rd place.
Nice.
People pointing that out.
Classic
Heck yeah. Where's Call of Duty?
PC.
Call of Duty will be next month.
On November.
No. Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2 is at 11.
Oh, close.
Got
What else came out?
Oh,
6
some
new games.
football club?
Football Club, not new. That's in 5th place, though.
Oh, right.
But we do have some
Nice.
sports games in the mix.
Oh, Madden's gonna be on there.
And
probably
NBA
still,
2K.
right? Yeah,
Both
and
from
NBA,
previous
right?
months, yes. NBA is 13. Madden is 4th. Madden's holding strong.
All right. New game, because we said Mario. Sonic also came out that month.
Yep. Sonic is in 9th place.
Side scrolling. Oh, it made it. Nice.
Yep.
Good for Sonic.
We've got 2 sports games. And
Oh wait.
Was Forza on there?
Forza. Yep. 17th place.
Oh,
Coming in.
17.
Ooh, Forza.
Not a big debut for
No,
Forza.
no.
But remember the Game Pass is there
Yeah,
too.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Resident Evil 4.
No. Oh.
No Resident Evil 4. We got 4 new ones still, though.
New one.
Did Metal Gear Collection?
Yes.
Great call.
12th
man.
place.
Did where to go?
Wow,
Where'd it go? Where'd
12th
it go?
place. Power of Metal Gear.
Okay, hoping for a little higher.
More than
okay,
dude, that's
okay.
more than I thought I would have done.
Yeah, it's pretty good for
Okay.
just
Yeah.
a collection of old
Yeah.
games without much being
Metal
done.
Gear Solid 1 being available again, I thought was like a big deal.
Yeah.
For like
Maybe.
people our age.
All right. We're almost there. There's 2 sports games still haven't been guessed, and we've got one other
Came
newbie.
out. What other sports games?
Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis, soccer,
Some other
like,
racing
FIFA? Did we say
game?
FIFA?
You did. But that's-
wrestling.
Yeah.
Was it like an F1 or the WRC game or something?
WRC came out later. NHL 24
Oh, NHL.
Okay, NHL, hockey.
and UFC 5.
UFC.
Oh,
UFC.
UFC, not wrestling, UFC. There
So
you
we've
go.
got one
Okay.
more left that multiple people on this panel have played.
Oh, new game?
Yeah,
New
new
game.
game. Not Alan Wake.
Wake.
Huh?
Multiple people have played.
I don't know what I play anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Any guesses, Isla?
What came out last month?
No idea.
No idea.
I have no memories of anything that's ever
In 20th
happened.
place,
No.
Lords of the Fallen.
Lords of the
Lords of the
Fallen.
What is that?
Oh,
That feels like a long time ago for me, for some reason.
That was last month.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anything else you want to look at before we go through this whole list?
Where's Mario Kart?
Yo, GTA.
Mario Kart is not here.
Oh,
GTA 5 for
It
real.
actually
Now
got
that
pushed
6
out.
is coming.
There's no GTA 5.
GTA 5.
Come on.
dead franchise.
Dead game.
2, I'd be curious about. Yeah, so you said no Mario Kart, no Zelda. What's the other big one that's been on? Is Elden Ring still on the list somewhere?
15th.
Great
And
call.
is Hogwarts,
Hogwarts.
still on the list somewhere?
10th.
10. What about, is Armored Core anywhere
Okay.
around there?
No Armored Core.
Dang. Shit.
All right. We'll go through the
Yeah,
whole
go
thing.
through
That's
it.
all I know.
20th. Lords of the Fallen. 19th, Minecraft.
Oh,
Hanging in there.
yeah, of course.
18th, Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Oh, nice.
17th is Forza. 16th, The Crew Motorfest.
Wow.
Still hanging in.
Okay, The Crew.
15th is Elden Ring. 14th, Starfield. Dropped from first place last month to 14th.
Wow, that's a big drop.
13th is NBA. 12th is Metal Gear. 11th is Modern Warfare 2. 10th is Hogwarts. 9th is Sonic. 8th is NHL. 7th is UFC. 6th, Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah,
K1.
K1. Yeah.
Hanging in there strong.
Get your microtransactions.
Get them out. Get them out for Ed.
5th was Football Club. 4th is NFL, Madden. 3 is Assassin's Creed. 2 is Mario. And 1 is Spider-Man 2.
Hell of a month.
Assassin's Creed.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big
Franchise
franchise.
is alive and kicking. It's like, you know, that's a little surprising that it's so high up there, and you know,
Yeah.
people really wanted this throwback, and it's.
Wasn't like Odyssey the highest selling one ever or something?
Valhalla was the highest
Valhalla,
ever.
I mean,
But after Valhalla, for a little bit, there was some major fatigue going.
Yeah,
they
but
took
there
a bunch
was-
of years off.
there was no game though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There wasn't like a game that came out and did bad.
yeah.
Well, and it kind of shows that, like, they can put out a smaller game and
Yeah.
maybe it won't break records, but people
Hopefully-
are still going to go for it.
It's encouraging. So hopefully they continue that
Yeah.
trend.
It
and
feels
that
like
style.
It feels almost like a Madden, dude, where they can just put out whatever.
yeah,
Be fun.
yeah,
It'll be all right.
yeah. No, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
They definitely had a dip after Unity.
I mean, they had a
Yeah.
dip, but didn't die or anything like
right,
that.
right.
It's in no danger.
Zero danger.
Yeah,
It's their cash cow, dude.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to move on to something weird here.
Okay.
I got
Let's get
stuff.
weird.
I
You
got
have a-
physical
He's
stuff
got
to
a
bring
prop
out
trunk,
here.
dude. He's like Carrot Top.
So they sent us this stuff
did?
a while back. This is the Genki Alpine Collection hardware. So here's the thing. I don't do hardware stuff. I'm not a technical guy.
What is going
Generally.
on?
alarmed.
Yeah, what the hell?
But we do a lot of capture, right?
Yeah,
so this
that's
is
true.
perspective of like somebody
yeah.
who does a lot of capture. Once it's like, I'll check out a capture device or whatever. So we got these things in. Don took them home and tried to get them work and had issues. And then October happened. So we didn't get up there before we'll put this guy over here for now. But I don't know what you can see there.
Yeah, we can see it.
Nice. But yeah, so the Kickstarter actually did really well. They got 791,000 for a 50,000 goal.
Wow, that's a lot.
5,500 backers. And yeah, there's 3 devices, so I'm going to go through one at a time. So this is the one that we're looking at right now is the Shadowcast 2 Pro.
Shadowcast sounds like a Baldur's Gate move.
character.
And this is going to go for 160 retail.
Okay.
If you're on the Kickstarter, you got like discounts and stuff like that. So one of the main differences is before they didn't have a pass-through. So now you've got like the input and then the pass-through, and then you've also got mic and headphones like right on the unit itself.
Nice.
So this guy, they say it does up to 4K 60.
Okay.
I was messing around with it, and I've tried. One of the things that's a little weird is that their app isn't like updated to use the new devices yet. So the only way I could really test it out was with OBS. Mm-hmm. And so like some of this is with kind of like, you know, the caveat that like, okay, I'm just trying this out like with my laptop, which is a fairly capable laptop. And like I'm testing this out versus like my old Elgato HD60, like not even the S, like the regular HD60.
Wow. Okay.
And so I set up things in OBS, and I ran Hot Wheels and a little bit of Thirsty Suitors, but Hot Wheels mainly because like that's a smooth like 60 frame per
it's high
second game.
performance. Yeah.
And I feel like at 1080 60, like it wasn't quite as smooth as the old Elgato footage, but it was like one of those things where it's like you've got to be like eyeballing that thing, and it's like I don't even know. Like it could be just like weird, like case by case. Like maybe if I did it 5 minutes later, I would get a smoother result. But I had done several clips.
Yeah.
And it's also like pre-release
Yeah, and I was
stuff.
gonna say you said
maybe
like
they're
their
gonna have
software
more
wasn't
firmware
fully-
updates and
yeah,
that kind of thing
yeah,
for
I
the
think
production
so.
models and
Yeah.
stuff like that. when I tried, I brought it in here and I tried 4K 60. That was definitely not working with this laptop.
Sure.
That was not happening.
Yeah, that's pretty demanding.
It wasn't too bad, honestly. Like if you weren't trying to do something professional with it, like if you're just going to be like a hobby video or whatever, like, but it was sort of like, it looked like you're, like, even though I was like seeing like a smooth 60 on screen, I was getting, the result looked closer to like maybe 30 or maybe like a little in between, like maybe it was like 40 something. But
Oh, the
like,
FPS?
Yeah. Like it wasn't stuttery, but it wasn't like as
that's
definitely
pretty
not as
noticeable.
smooth as what was happening
Yeah.
when I was playing it. What else do I want to bring up on this thing? There's no lag with the pass-through, so the pass-through is
Great.
nice. The other thing that you can do at the pass-through is that like you can record in 1080 on OBS, but then be going to 4K on your TV.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
That is very
That's
nice.
what I do.
Yeah. The other thing I do want to
Yeah.
say that I hope they change for the final. This is the tiny little cable.
Oh, yeah, that's really
This
small.
shorty little cable that they put with
Yeah,
these
no.
devices, and I'm like, that's not gonna do it.
No.
Thankfully, there's another thing that we'll get to in a minute that had a longer cable. So there's that. That's the Pro, the Shadowcast 2 Pro.
Pro.
Now this next thing is wild. Where is it? This is the regular Shadowcast 2. This is a teeny baby.
Whoa.
This is a tiny little baby.
Oh,
That is funny.
It goes directly into the HDMI port and then the USB out.
Damn.
Which
that is
again,
funny.
another tiny little cable because the box of this thing is tiny. I'm not even going to take it
Yeah, it
out.
looks like a
But
little-
you can get an idea of how short that cable is going to be inside that box.
Yeah, it's like a little USB. That's what it looks like.
That's wild.
So you can plug this guy in to your HDMI port and then plug it into your computer and OBS and capture 1080 60.
Jeez.
And the results were similar to what I got with the other guy in terms of the 1080 60 capture. The main difference is, though, because this doesn't have pass-through, you need to be playing in OBS. Like, you need to be looking at your laptop or your PC
I see.
while you're playing the game. But other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, it's a cool little, like, maybe emergency situation or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, it's like if you need something that's like really portable, it's like
Yeah.
it doesn't get more portable.
Yeah.
than
That's
that.
really cool, yeah.
And then this thing, this is the guy that comes with a nice beefy cable.
Yeah, that's good.
This is beautiful. This is the Covert dock.
Covert.
So this thing right here plugs into the wall, and it also comes with all the other like international plugs, but it does everything that your Switch dock does. So you just plug that sucker into the wall, and then you plug your HDMI cable in and your USB cable in to your Switch, and you're good to go. And that's all you need.
Whoa.
You don't need the power brick. You don't need the dock. Also, it works with the Steam Deck
Oh,
Yo,
and phones and iPads and stuff too.
Thing is
Wow.
Shit.
Dude, that thing
this
is
thing
cool.
is sick.
This is some like real trade craft here.
What?
Yeah. That is going to retail at $60,
Spy shit.
which compared to a new Switch dock, that's like $70 for a Switch dock, or $90 for the Steam Deck dock, which the Steam Deck
Ooh.
doesn't come with a dock.
Gabe.
True.
Yeah,
Why they call it covert too.
How much is this?
Crazy.
60.
60.
And it has 4K support too for the Steam Deck.
Shit,
good.
I've bought like 4 Switch docks and a Steam Deck dock over the years. Like an idiot.
Yeah, and you can just stick this thing in your pocket, plug it into the wall. There you go. There's your dock.
Maybe if you got big old Jinko pockets.
Sure. I mean, you can put it in a backpack pocket too, but it's not
Yeah.
that big.
That
It's,
thing ain't fitting in no lady pockets, is all I'm saying.
I mean, it's smaller than his phone here.
Yeah.
It's pretty small.
It's the width that we don't need to get into an argument about man's pockets right now.
Yeah, and the original Covert dock was like 30 watts. This is 45 watts, so faster charging
10
all
away,
around.
dude. 10 away, Huber.
Yeah.
Almost had
And
it.
then if anything
Tease. What a
else.
tease.
We almost had it.
But yeah, I thought this thing was actually pretty cool. I don't know how much I would actually use it, but
Yeah, that is cool though.
if you didn't want to bring a dock and all that crap with you, then there you go.
Going on vacation, very easy.
Yeah.
There it is. There's my weird little hardware report. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't throw it in the podcast.
I was not expecting that.
Digital
That was
Foundry
cool.
over here.
Blood, dude.
Chat was like, "What is this an ad? What's happening?"
It's not an ad.
And I was like, "No, it's not an ad.
It's just impressions.
They
but-
sent us these.
Blood's
but
just hyped on it.
Yeah.
Blood has gone rogue."
Cool, I dig it.
Yeah, Blood.
Yeah.
The Blood Report.
Blood report, yeah.
Blood hardware
Blood on the
report.
paper.
Blood
All
on the
right.
gear.
Layoffs this week.
Oh, way to bring us down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. There's a lot. Warframe developer Digital Extremes laid off 30 as they're closing their publishing division. So they're no longer going to
no
be
publishing.
publishing other companies' games.
Interesting.
And Wayfinder, which they were going to be publishing, they returned control of that to Airship Syndicate to shop that around or self-publish or whatever they're going to do with that. Samurai Punk, the Australian developers behind Screen Sheet and the American Dream.
Just talking about Screen Sheet on stream.
Yeah, they're closing their doors after 10 years.
Oh man,
Oh,
They made
Screen Sheet
9
is
games in
good.
all.
In 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very fast. Impressive. Damn, dude. Shout out Screen Sheet.
shout out.
Long live Screen Sheet.
Long live Screen Sheet.
Yeah.
Amazon Games is laying off 180 employees,
Ooh.
including the entirety of the Crown channel, which it was one of those things that I didn't even know existed until like a month ago. Where they like, had
that
a-
was that weird thing that suddenly had like 1 million views on Twitch, and everyone was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it says Amazon G4 essentially. There was
Yeah.
high budget stuff. Like I watched this thing that like Trisha Hirschberger and Susie and I think Paris and somebody else were on there talking about cyberpunk lore. And was just like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
I'd never heard of the
Dude.
channel. And it was super high budget, like cameras on like cranes and stuff moving around and like really high end set. I'm like, what is happening here?
That thing just came out.
Yeah, I don't know when it came out, but it's gone now.
Jeez, that's not good. Did they say anything about like New World developers or anything like that?
They didn't.
Okay.
This is Amazon's second round of cuts this year, though.
Oh, okay,
So-
jeez.
Have any expansions come out for New World?
Yeah.
Or is it just?
Oh,
no.
yeah. They're still bringing
Yeah,
up stuff.
they just
Yeah.
had one pretty recently.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't been following. Nice.
And they still got Blue Protocol coming too.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
publishing.
They're publishing
They're involved
it,
with
yeah.
that,
Yeah.
yeah. Digital Bros, the parent company of 505 Games, is letting go of about 30% of its workforce.
Jeez Louise.
What is happening?
And what's worse, they're saying that they're now going to focus more on established franchises and sequels rather than new IP.
I mean, I get it doing that financially.
But yeah,
Ideally, you would do both.
that's
but
rough. Yeah.
Yes.
But
that
these
is
are
rough.
these are the guys that published Bloodstained.
Yeah.
And
Bloodstained.
Control-
too.
Didn't they
Death
publish
Stranding.
Control?
Control.
Yeah, they did publish it.
So.
Brutal, man.
Humble Games also laid off employees this week, but they have not confirmed the exact number. And while they haven't been announced yet, it seems likely that Unity will see even more layoffs. Quote, though the company reported Q3 earnings within expectations, the company says it will likely implement layoffs and other measures to improve profitability metrics.
Jeez. Goddamn percentage.
Yeah.
Ripley, you know. You don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage.
Yeah. Burke.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah.
Also this week, on the flip side of things, Atlas is raising employees' average annual salary
Hell
by
yeah.
15%
Hell yeah, there you go.
after having already raised it by 5% earlier this year.
Hell
Incredible.
yeah. Way to go.
And they will be giving staff performance bonuses based on worldwide profits.
Oh.
The move comes in response to its titles garnering worldwide recognition and the need to attract and retain talent to promote global expansion.
Global expansion. More Persona 5 spin-offs.
Right?
Good on them, though. That's awesome.
Yeah. Good.
Mass Effect's Mac Walters has partnered with NetEase to open up a new studio in Vancouver called Worlds Untold. The team will be fully remote, and their first game will be a, quote, near-future action-adventure game in a breathtaking world filled with mystery and exploration. Walters was lead writer on Mass Effect 2 and 3. And he was the production director on Dragon Age Dreadwolf until he left BioWare earlier this year.
Okay.
Dreadwolf's in trouble, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
That whole studio's in trouble.
Yeah. Huber pointed this one out. A job listing for the Wonder Woman game appears to indicate that it could have live service elements. The listing for a lead software engineer says it would be a plus for the candidate to have experience helping maintain a live software product or game.
WB striking again.
Yeah.
Problem, they did this with Shadow War originally when it came out. It had way more microtransactions. It was very monetized heavy, and it was not good, and they had to walk back a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's the same studio doing this game.
Monolith's doing that.
Dude,
right?
I cannot wait for the Nemesis system in this game, or like money to like progress down the Nemesis line or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Nemesis Pass.
Yeah, or to get some guy to spawn or something. Oh boy.
Yeah.
This does not fill me with hope
No.
whatsoever.
Very nervous. Very, very nervous about that.
Also from WB, I'm not sure if you guys watched this. I watched
Oh,
this
I
earlier
did.
today.
The
Okay.
entire thing.
Suicide Squad is back with a 20-minute feature video, which appears to be the first of many leading up to February 2nd launch.
Yes.
So the next one is going to be way more focused on gameplay. That's the one I really want to watch.
Yeah, this one is like basically spoils the whole beginning of the
So
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
it really does. There's a lot of cutscenes, which is not what I've ever been concerned about with Suicide
Right.
Squad. The cutscenes are going to be freaking sick. But yeah, it's just
It's gonna be what
There
you're
was one, like-
what's like playing the game actually.
yeah. There's just something about this game, the way you move around and shoot, that just doesn't fill me with confidence. I'm so nervous. I'm obviously curious because I'm so invested in the Arkhamverse, and Rocksteady has delivered time and time again. It's been a long time since they've released a game, like 8 years it feels like.
Right.
But, you know, everything about this game on paper is not great.
The PlayStation blog calls this Rocksteady Studios' most ambitious game yet. What do you feel about that, Hubert?
I hard disagree. No.
I would say it's ambitious, but it depends if it'll be good or not. And I'm very concerned about this game. Like the idea of how you're going to actually play this game and like what it's going to be like actually progressing through it, how it's going to be. Is it going to just be like you're going through the scene, there's going to be like random mobs spawning there.
Yeah,
You
it's
can like take them out, I guess, if you want to get like Gotham did that. What was it?
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights had shit like that, and it was
Yep.
super boring and got
Yep.
extremely repetitive very quickly.
Yeah, there's just so many immediate red flags. Like, the Arkham games are so immersive. You want to get sucked into those worlds, and this is like constantly zipping around and shooting. There's like banter between the characters, but if you're playing online with 3 other people, everyone's going to be talking over the banter. Like, you can't even enjoy that because the characters in this presentation are like saying some quips, like saying some
Right.
important lore about things, and it's like if you have other players online you're talking to, that stuff's hard to follow. Also, just everybody zipping around rooftops. It's like, can I like enjoy
No.
Metropolis? Like,
No.
Metropolis is a complete war zone. There's no civilians, they said. You're like,
Yeah.
you're the first ones who've made it into Metropolis. Very convenient. So there's like nobody around. There's no way to like get immersed
Although they
in.
do show you like somebody getting turned into like one of Brainiac's monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there was the museum part in the beginning. It's like, show me some more of like that small scale intimate stuff. But I'm just really worried
Oh my
that the
God.
most of the game is just going to be zipping around from point to point, hunting XP.
At 100 miles an hour.
At 100 miles an
Yeah.
hour, blasting people as fast as you can to get XP and level up.
Yeah, Harley Quinn's moving like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's happening?
The fact
Yeah.
that everybody...
Yeah, dude, what do you think about that? Them just like going into the Justice League headquarters and like stealing gadgets.
I mean, the context there was like, okay, now I understand why everyone's doing that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
contextually, I guess it makes sense. But it's just the way everybody zips around and uses guns has concerned everyone. And, like, they took 8 months off from, you know, the last reveal. And now the game comes back and it's, like, looking like the same thing.
yeah, they didn't even talk about monetization.
Exactly.
And we know it's gonna be there. Like I am picturing Gotham Knights and the loot in that game.
Yeah.
And it's not exciting. It's very boring. I'm very concerned about how much there's going to be in this game.
Yeah.
Like,
what do
how
you
many
think
machine
about,
guns do I got to grind out in this game?
What do you think about the counter shot thing that they talked about?
I didn't fully understand it. That's why I'm excited for because they referenced the counters of Batman, which is like one of my favorite mechanics. The combat system in those games is so freaking good and so fun. But the next one is going to be the deep dive into combat and gameplay. That is the one that really needs to deliver, I feel like, to change the perception and the narrative about Suicide Squad because, you know, it's universal. At best, you see like, oh, it could be fun, you know, maybe a couple people here, like here and there, but I mean, it's pretty universally like, oh, we don't want this live service stuff, always online, battle passes, monetization. They did say a lot of the stuff is gonna be free, like the content
coming out afterwards,
which is nice. That's bare minimum, you know. That's good, but
you gotta, I need to see what that monetization's like. Especially with how WB's talking up monetization now, I'm like,
totally.
This is gonna be the beginning of a new era for them, I guess.
And it does seem like we're being extra hard on this game compared to other games, me especially, but that is because of the context around it. The budget, Rocksteady's pedigree, how long it's been. You know, I'm holding it to a higher standard because, you know, Arkham City is like, and Arkham Asylum are like always on greatest games of all time lists, you know? So just very nervous about this game, but I'm gonna go into it with as open mind as I can, you know, but we will see.
Yeah, Blood, I don't even know if I'm gonna buy this game.
Right.
Like, I just don't even know if I'm like,
I mean,
I don't know. What you're showing me is like not getting me to buy your game right now.
Right.
I know there's more time and they're going to show more of the game right now, but you haven't had a good track record quite yet with this game.
I keep thinking about PlayStation describing the game as ambitious because, like, ambitious is not necessarily positive. It's not necessarily a compliment. Like, if you're like a parent watching a terrible high school play, you would say, like, well, it was really ambitious. Like, well, they're enthusiastic, you know? Like, it's awful. It's just funny to me.
They did show some cool story stuff. Again, I won't go into that story stuff, but, like, you know, that what a great way to get us Arkham obsessors, like, in the door.
Yeah, you'll play it, no matter
what.
You
know? Oh, 100%. I'm 100%ing this game.
Yeah.
But will it be good is the question.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like anything they showed in particular was a spoiler. It's just like, it just feels like, oh, I already know what the first hour of the whole game is going to, like, I'm going to just be playing this thing that I just watched.
Yeah.
Because I've already seen every second of it.
Yeah, it's like you went to a preview.
Or I got the cliff notes of it. Yeah.
Totally, Blood.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, here's some ridiculous stuff. Show these photos. Xbox is doing a giveaway for a special edition Wonka-themed Xbox console and controller, as well as their first quote-unquote edible controller, which is total marketing nonsense because it's just chocolate in the shape of like an Xbox mold.
Also, any controller is edible if you try hard enough.
Wait, the one on the right is not edible, right?
That's right.
No. That's
I don't. Well, actually, no. That might be chocolate.
It's unwrapped?
It might be chocolate with candy on top of it.
Those buttons look.
It looks real.
Yeah, those buttons look real.
Yeah, I don't think that's. Yeah, I think that might actually be chocolate. But and then there's this crazy thing that goes around with it. This whole like playset thing, this Wonka gumball machine thing.
So random, dude.
And
see, there's the chocolate.
There's the chocolate.
It's way different.
Chocolate looks very chocolate.
Yeah.
It's really.
I don't need that much chocolate, all right?
But yeah, they've been doing these funny contests like this, with special editions.
All right.
Is there like there is
the
Timothée
movie.
Chalamet, that's right.
Yeah.
Wonka, yes.
There's a movie coming out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the logo from that movie. So.
Got it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Tiffany, yes, that Tiffany, is producing a line of Pokemon jewelry, including silver pendants that start at nearly $1,300 and an 18-karat Pikachu pendant that goes for $29,000.
Wow.
And it looks like it has leprosy.
Dude, it looks like a Terminator Huber, like the skin coming off the dude underneath it.
The
Terminator Pikachu.
The diamonds definitely look like a disease. Damiani, you said it was like Forspoken?
Yeah, it looked like that thing called the break in it.
Yeah, that's funny.
So,
But
Bizarre.
yeah, I think that's pretty ugly.
yeah, it's wild. And then
Logan Paul will buy one.
Yeah, of course. Buy multiple. What do you mean? That's nothing to him.
What a pull, dude. What the fuck?
rounding the things off, we talked about Remedy's works and project a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Today, or maybe not today, but this week they announced that the free-to-play game that with Tencent, codenamed Vanguard, is now going to be a quote-unquote premium game, meaning it's like a normal retail game, that focuses on Remedy's core strengths due to uncertainties in the rapidly changing free-to-play market. It's being rebooted as codenamed Kestrel, and will still have a strong co-op component.
Sweet.
The project is now going back into the concept phase, with some of the staff being reassigned
Got it.
to Remedy's other
It's gonna be a
projects.
while.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I feel
gonna be
like
a while.
I feel like studios are waking up to
Yeah.
just the tide is
The
turned.
live service craze,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, and also like this, I'd love to hear this because like, if you're a company that's trying to chase a certain games as a service trend that's popular, like right now when you start having an idea, you're gonna be 4 years late,
Yeah.
and like, just don't try. Like call it. Like, and I'm glad to see a big company doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like if Suicide Squad came out like 4 years ago,
Yeah.
I think it would have had a little more benefit of the doubt.
Right. Right. It's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
All right. From Matt Curran, aka Hickar W. What's up, allies? I personally think a lot of games, especially fighting games in particular, live and die by their characters. When I think of my favorite fighting games, I think of my personal mains about as much as any other part of the game. And Injustice 2, Bane was by far my favorite character.
So fun.
His massive size, ability to buff his damage with venom,
Shit was
and loads
fun.
of fun and flashy wrestling moves were the perfect combination of traits. In Smash Bros. Ultimate, as many different characters as I love playing, King K. Rool
Cool.
has separated himself from me personally. He has tons of super armor, multiple spike options, goofy projectiles, and incredible recovery ability. It feels like every move in his kit has a real use, and he's great at annoying my friends. I want to know what some of the allies' favorite fighting game characters are. Which fighters have the perfect blend of aesthetic and playstyle that make them stand out to you personally?
Cloud is implemented extremely well in Smash. All of his moves and stuff like that, and the limit gauge that you could build up. I adore that.
Yeah.
Also, I really like the Dragon Quest character, the hero.
Oh my god.
Has like
Yeah.
magic system, and it's like
So
the different spells. It's so fun.
Yeah. I mean, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are
Some of the goats.
fucking iconic.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, they were just the coolest people ever. Some guy just like shooting ice and freezing you. Scorpion taking his mask off and he's just some skeleton. That's amazing. But Liu Kang was always my personal favorite just because I love like normal martial arts guy, Bruce Lee vibe. Like, so I've always loved Liu Kang. And he was my brother's all-time favorite. So just like,
Yeah.
Liu Kang busting some bicycle kick,
Yeah.
fireballs.
Yeah. Like Ryu, Ken, and like
Ryu.
Chun are up on that level too.
Also, as a kid, I really loved Paul from Tekken because his
Oh
hair,
yeah, Paul.
big old
His hair's
hair.
down line 8 now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Damiani.
Oh, and Mitsurugi from Soul Calibur.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking samurai man, dude.
Yeah.
So cool.
B Orchid from Killer Instinct. Just like the
Nice.
flip kick. It was like so sick looking at the time. And then like those like kind of battle batons, like weaving those in, and just looked really sick. Plus like the little panther thing, like the charge attack going across the screen was really cool. And then like her like Hadouken motion was like pretty sick too.
Yeah.
Isla, you got any fighting game characters?
I like Xinghua in Soul Calibur 6.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, sorry. Terry Bogard is just like
Bogart,
a top
dude.
tier
Yeah.
character, man.
Unreal.
I don't even know like if these are necessarily fit favorites, but ones that came to mind. Blanca has always been
Blanca's sick
for me for Street Fighter.
Yeah, Blanca's
Yes,
sick.
dude.
You got all these normal guys from around the world, and then it's just Beast Man.
Yeah.
It's just like
Spits
electric.
lightning, yeah. Bites you in the face.
Yep. Great character.
So cool.
When we played Mortal Kombat 1, like Baraka like felt like really good for me to just pick up and grab. And,
He's so fun in MK1.
yeah, and I've liked him in the past as well.
Yeah.
I'm with Damiani on the Bee Orchid Love and Killer Instinct, but another one, Killer Instinct 2, Tusk. Chaining his attacks together like always felt really
He's
good.
He's the Viking guy, right?
Yeah, he's like the Conan
that guy's sick.
kind of guy with a huge sword.
I like Jack in Power Stone. He's like the Voldo character.
Right.
Yeah,
Like crawls around.
Yeah. He was cool.
He has like a really cool like reach thing. He's like boom.
Yeah.
Ganondorf in Smash Brothers.
Super fun.
Smash is
Crazy power.
Smash is funny.
OP.
Smash is different for me because it's just like characters from other game, you know. So it's like I don't know. I look at Smash like differently, not
very
better or
different
worse or
than Smash,
anything.
though.
It's just like
Yeah.
I just look at it a little differently than like a traditional, like Ryu or Ken or Scorpion or Sub-Zero, like fighting game characters, you know.
Yeah.
Because like everyone, it's just everyone in Smash.
Yeah,
Every
everyone.
single character in Smash Brothers
Insane,
Ultimate.
yeah.
Every single one.
Quick shout out to Oro from Street Fighter also. Oro's sick, dude.
Nice.
And Bowser's dropkick is the best. And since Melee, like my favorite thing to do ever as Bowser is just like grab him and jump off the cliff with him. It's so fun.
From Greg O. Ayo, allies. We all know 2023 has been a big year for video game releases, but I wonder if the frequency of high-profile titles has distracted many of us from the numerous and severe layoffs seen from the major players across the industry. Obviously, the topic has been covered just about every episode of the podcast this year, but I would have to imagine that the audience of any gaming podcast isn't necessarily indicative of the entire gaming audience. With that in mind, do you think there's a chance that Jeff / the Game Awards makes a statement regarding these layoffs? If so, do you think it has any teeth? Is it even the appropriate venue? Just some thoughts that came to mind after the nominations were announced, and would like to hear your thoughts.
I think he'll say something. I think it'll be brief, but I think he will throw something out there about it.
It'll be really brief.
It'll be
though,
brief,
if he
yeah.
does
It'll be
so,
like
but yeah.
2 sentences. But I think he'll mention it. It is it's he celebrates the industry. That's why he loves this show, and that's what he does. Like, not this show, but like the Game Awards, and he tries to make it about the industry, not just the awards. And this has been a big part of the industry this year. So I definitely think he will at least say something.
I'm 50-50 on if he'll say anything. I think I could see him saying something, but I could see him it's like a night about celebrating games necessarily.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like want to, like, I don't know if bring it down is the right word, but just doesn't want to like bring it up maybe.
He did mention the Kojima thing when Kojima wasn't allowed to be there.
Well, because Kojima is like his best friend.
Yeah.
He loves Kojima.
Of course.
That's why.
But that's one person.
Like, I
compared
haven't
to,
seen
like,
Jeff say anything about layoffs recently. Like, he might have, I just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Damiani?
Yeah, I'm going with Brad. I mean, I agree with you too, Hubert, that if he says anything, it'll be brief, but I'm still like not convinced he will say anything. Maybe those types, like, I feel like maybe a winner, like an award winner during their speech might say something, but like you don't know who's gonna win, so like that might not even be a guarantee. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's if he's gonna like acknowledge it or not.
Yeah.
Really not sure.
Yeah, I think I'm more along the lines of Huber, where I think he'll say something that's like sympathetic, to the people that have lost their jobs, but like asking whether it's going to have teeth. Like, I don't there's
think
too many different situations to
Yeah.
ask for, like, to hold somebody's feet to the fire.
Yeah, I don't
right?
think it can have teeth, and
Right.
like he can just be sympathetic, and I believe him if he says it. Like, he if depending on what he says, I will believe him. It's not just for like, clout or whatever you want to call it. Like if he brings it up, he means it, and he is sympathetic to that.
Yeah. All right, let's play a game. From Frankie, Mario Kart or Wario Fart. End game. As this is the last content update to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, this will also be the final Mario Kart or Wario Fart for the foreseeable future. There are now 96 courses in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Absolutely incredible.
However, there are still over 70 more courses that never came to the game.
Wow. Jeez.
Below,
Get to work, Nintendo.
Yeah, lazy.
Lazy devs.
below is a list of courses from across Mario Kart history that may or may not be in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Okay.
Do you know which made the cut?
No.
So that's it. This is
Okay.
in Mario Kart 8 or not.
Okay.
Completely guessing.
Yep.
Royal Raceway.
That's in.
Ooh, that's in. That seems like some Peach Castle level.
Yeah.
Damiani?
I'm not sure about this one. I'll go no. Forget.
That's a yes. That's from 64 and Tour.
Nice. Got it.
Luigi Circuit.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
super familiar.
Yeah.
Or is it Mario Circuit or Luigi Circuit? I don't know.
There's
Wario
there's Luigi's Circuit, but
What?
are there numbers? I forget.
Yes. I'm saying yes.
Yeah, I'm saying yes.
I'll go no as well.
That's a no.
Oh!
That was on Devil Dash and Wii.
Man.
Delfino Square.
That's in there.
There's like a Delfino level. There's like a
Maybe
battle
Plaza.
level. There's a battle Delfino level, isn't there?
Tell me, I
I
was
mean,
confident.
That's a no.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
DS and Wii,
What?
but no Mario Kart
Aren't
8.
there like those Delfino people in one of the levels?
They are, but they're not. The
Stooges?
level's not an aisle defense.
It's not the
What?
same level, yeah.
Delfino.
Waluigi Pinball
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
And
Yep.
Played that today.
Yeah.
from DS7 and Tour. Mushroom Gorge.
Gorge. That sounds too intense. No.
Yes.
that's. Oh, what's that? Shit. No.
That's a yes.
Oh, which game?
Yeah, damn it.
That's from Wii 7 and
Oh.
Tour.
Wow.
Shit.
Gorge. Seems very Mario-like. It's a little too intense.
It's when you're bouncing across the mushrooms in the cave. Pretty sure
Oh.
that's the one. Peach Beach.
Peach Beach.
Yes. wasn't
Yes,
that-
I think
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I want to say yeah.
That's a no.
Oh.
Oh, Damiani,
Right.
I copied you.
Double dash.
There's a
and
beach.
Wii.
There's a beach one.
Yeah,
I thought
that
it was in there.
Yeah, me too.
Music Park.
There's a music zone. Yeah, I hope
Yes.
it's called Park. Yes.
That's a yes.
That's the keyboard one. Yeah.
Yeah, the giant music note that bounces around.
That's from 7. I don't know if this is a typo, if it's actually called this, so I'll just read it as is. Bananan Ruins, which could be Banana Ruins.
I'm gonna say yes for Banana
Is that the
Ruins.
Donkey Kong level?
Yeah, there's like 3 Donkey Kong levels. I'm just gonna say yeah, I guess.
I hope so. Yes. Hope
That's
it's
a
that.
no.
Damn.
No,
That's from
it wasn't
arcade.
that level. Damn it.
That's from the arcade game.
Oh.
That's great.
Banshee Boardwalk.
Oh, that is from 64, but I think they.
I don't
put
think
it
it
in there.
is. There's like a Boo Boardwalk level, but I don't know if it's called Banshee.
That,
Maybe
oh,
it
that
is.
was a different one. Yeah.
I'll say yes.
I don't know.
I'll say no. I don't know.
Why did I think it was in there?
That's a no. It's 64 NDS. Dry Ruins.
Isn't
Yes.
that one of the early levels? Yeah.
Yeah. Sand level. I guess. Yeah.
No.
Shit.
It's from Wii and
Okay.
Tour. But not an 8.
Jeez.
I like Dry Ruins. I remember that one.
Coconut Mall.
Yes.
Yes.
That is in there.
Yep.
Cool map.
Wii 7 and Tour. Koopa Troopa Beach.
Yes.
Oh, is that
There's
in there?
multiple of these, though.
Yeah, I only know the N64 one. I'm going to say no. Or is that Koopa Beach? I don't know, dude. I'm just going to say no.
Yeah, there's the Super Nintendo ones, and then there's the Mario 64 one, and then there's other ones. I don't know this one.
That's a no.
say-
64, 7, and Tour.
So was
Get
that
cut.
one? Okay.
Don't make the cut.
And then last one.
One of the big ramp shortcut.
Yeah.
Sunset Wilds.
No.
No?
I
I don't know.
No
though.
idea what that is.
That's a
Sunset
yes.
Wild.
What is that map?
That's
Sunset
from
Wild?
Super Circuit and Tour.
Oh.
The GBA game.
Lord.
Okay. All right.
That's tough.
That is tough. That's a tough game, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for putting them in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, it's time for bets. This week's bet. Super Mario RPG is out tomorrow.
Crazy.
On Nintendo of America's Twitter account. How long will the shortest video about the game be before we shoot next Tuesday? Because it's Thanksgiving week. Previous Super Mario RPG video was 4 minutes and 54 seconds. Other videos they posted for various games have ranged from 4 seconds to 3 minutes. Brad, how long will this video be?
10 seconds.
10
10-second car.
seconds. Hubert,
Oh, yeah. 1 minute, 48 seconds.
148. Robamiani,
1 minute, 27 seconds.
127. Isla,
52.
52 seconds.
Don says 26.
Don's 26 seconds. Which means we're all kind of jammed up on the bottom here. I'm at 43.
Make it quick.
Yeah, make it.
Just show Mallow for like 5 seconds. There you go.
Nice. Last week's bet. Lottle Knot came out today. It's a cute little diving game where you literally clean up trash on the bottom of the ocean and befriend adorable sea creatures called Lottles. You have a boss with glasses who assigns you missions and shows you the ropes. Last week I asked how many words your boss would say before you can throw your first piece of trash in the trash can.
Pick up that trash.
Brad bet 40 words. Huber bet 55 words. Robamiani bet 4 words. Isla bet 55 words.
Hell yeah.
Don bet 176 words. I bet 48 words. All right, you can roll this starting around 35 seconds there.
Oh, jeez.
As soon as you start,
Yep.
your boss, Dave, starts talking. There's a piece of trash right in front of you and a line of trash cans right there. So you can quickly grab a piece of trash and toss it in before he finishes most of his dialogue. His first dialogue box, he says, "Hello, I'm Dave. I'll be your supervisor during your time on this planet," which is 13 words, making Robamiani the winner.
This game was
Heck
cute.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
That brings our scores to Garrulous Ducks, 29.
Fighting back.
Don is angry.
Why is Don angry?
He thought you would have to let him finish everything he was
Same.
saying.
Same, yeah,
before
same.
you
Game
did-
doesn't stop you. The game doesn't stop you.
Yeah, he takes umbrage with the wording of the question.
I agree with Don, actually, and I scored, my team scored the points here, you know?
Well, too bad.
But
My assumption was that if you
Blood's
can
the
play, you
law.
can play.
Yeah.
So
blood is the law.
Sleepy Grizzlies, 26.
Fighting back.
asterisk.
Yeah, the streak bonus is active, but that only remains in effect until you get within 3 points of our score. So if you get
Yeah.
next week,
Clock's ticking.
then that streak bonus goes away.
Aren't they within 3 right now?
They're at 3. They're not within 3,
Oh.
but
Clock is ticking.
Up to
boys.
interpretation.
We gotta get some points.
It's like the Dodgers winning the World Series during the COVID year.
let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. We are funded by our community, by our viewers. So if you are listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, please consider what that is worth to you every week and every month. We are funded through the little donation button there that's under Twitch or in the description on YouTube. or you can give a Twitch sub. But the most effective way is to go over to Patreon, and you can give $1 a month, or $5 a month, or $10, or become a producer at the $25 level. At that $5 level, though, you get all kinds of goodies. You get this podcast 2 days early. You get it ad-free. You get bonus Love and Respect questions. You get to submit to Love and Respect and some of our other shows. You get some exclusive shows. You get some extended cuts. You get to go in our Discord, where right now you can vote on the top 10 dysfunctional families in video games. And yeah,
That's a good list.
it's gonna be a fun one.
Bakers, yeah, hi.
And then, yeah, as I said, if you go $25 or up, you get to be a producer, which means that you get your name on the end of the podcast once a month. And our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast every week, as well as shout outs on Frame Trap and Reaction Shots. And this month's shout outs go to Jabawabs, Elthanis, Greg, the Dark Knight Kettering, and Miguel. Shout out.
Shout out.
Perfect.
Hey, that works.
Perfect.
That works better.
Beautiful.
It works better? Damiani, you won that bet, so you get to promote any Easy Allies video you'd like to promote. You get the final word on anything you disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped in your head, and you get to sign off with your trademark. Sign off.
Sick. I am going to promote the Huber and Brad fight about Return of the King. I'm so sad. I am so sad I missed that. We could have made it. I was like, damn. Had to happen after, huh? All right. But yeah, pretty intense discussion about theatrical versus extended editions.
Turn into a stream team for possibly more things like that. You never know.
Oh, did something else happen today?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
But that's where it goes down.
Final word and sign off.
Yeah, final word. Final Fantasy 16 best soundtrack. Let's go. Make it happen. Game Awards. Let's do it.
Yes.
And may the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
Where the crap is F-Zero on this list?